Right.
All right.
Ryan Dole was just going live with his stream, and I was like,
Look at this scary bunch of guys we got here.
Yeah, troublemakers, every one of us.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. I'm gonna
We
be off
can hear
camera
you.
for.
Do we want to hear you is a different story.
I'm gonna be off camera for a minute,
yeah.
just working on something, but I can hear you.
oh, man.
Yeah, it's
How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah.
Good.
How's the leg there, brother?
What was that? Shit was cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering. I thought that was me for a second.
I'm doing
I think Ed's internet's on a struggle there.
Good, man.
The internet has decided to have a conniption fit.
Is that me lagging?
Yeah.
Is that me lagging or is that Aaron?
I
think
don't
it's you.
know.
That's you. Me and Aaron are in the present, man.
I assumed
Okay,
it
good.
might be me. You never know.
It's probably
I
me.
thought it was me too. I thought it was me for a second as well, but
Nah, I think it's
That's
that.
probably me. The Wi-Fi's
Yeah,
going. It's too
well.
cold out. Too cold out.
Well, I don't know why you guys have such problems with that. What do you got out there?
I mean, what do we got out here?
before I was looking at it, it's 18 degrees outside right now. You know, and I'm just chilling out here smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
I think it was
I
like
know.
I think it's supposed to be like 15 tonight.
It was -2 when I woke up this morning. So
Mm.
Balmy.
My wife's down in Texas this week, and she's like, it's like 15 degrees there.
yeah, yep.
15 in Texas.
All the
Well, we
weeks
had a
we got.
high of like 12 on Monday, and then a high of 15 yesterday, or 20 yesterday. Today we got up to a balmy 44.
Oh, it's
You're
short
down,
sweater.
you're down that way, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm done that way.
Are you guys getting a lot of snow out there, Travis?
We had a little bit the other day, but not too bad.
No.
No.
Like just south of Buffalo and just north of me is just getting pounded. There's
Really?
one guy I know lives like halfway between myself and Buffalo, and they had like 48 inches over the weekend, and they're
good
got
grief.
pounded again last night. So
We got more all the way this upcoming Friday. We got like a total, I think it was 4 inches by the time everything was done laying.
whew. We got maybe 15 to 18 over the last few days, but that's nothing for us out here. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
it's normal
Well, see,
day for
4
us.
inches, you know, may not sound like a lot, but considering we haven't had this much snow in like
Oh,
2
yeah.
years.
I remember living in Texas. They got like an inch, and it was like shut down the world. I was like,
Dude, they get flurries and they close down. The headquarters of the company I work for is down there. So
What was it, like 6 years ago? They had an inch and a half in Georgia, and
Yeah.
like they
Oh, yeah.
shut down Georgia for it. All
I
these
was
people
down
in Baltimore.
Georgia. It was 3 years ago when that happened in Georgia. I was down in
Was it?
Georgia
Okay.
at I was supposed to be going to a poultry show because we made stainless steel products. So it was, that went into poultry conveying systems, and they shut down the entire state. I mean, the only thing that was open was the Waffle House.
Yeah, well,
Waffle House always stays open because
Yep.
they actually have
Yeah, they're part of the
protocols
emergency.
in place. Yeah, they're part of the emergency system, which is crazy.
and did it freeze?
They've got like a better setup to track the storms than most weather channel. Like, how is that happen? But
The only bad part is that the Waffle House is after you eat there causes your own emergency.
yeah, I do love me some Waffle House though. I'll get me a triple plate of hash browns
Oh,
smothered all the way.
Mm-hmm.
I've only eaten one like one time.
That's that Waffle House lingo. If you know, you know.
When I was stationed out in Georgia, man, I love going to Shoney's. Oh,
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I know, Sean.
They have that down in Myrtle Beach and stuff. I think.
yeah. They had the
Going down to
best.
Shoney's was a treat when I was a kid.
When we went to the Shoney's off base right by Fort Gordon in Georgia, man, they had the best grits at that Shoney's. God,
I've never
So we
had.
got,
grits before.
you've never had grits?
I've never eaten them. Yeah, I mean I've seen them. I've never eaten them.
The
That's
fuck?
one thing I miss about PayPal. We used to have this guy Sam that used to come in and cook breakfast in the mornings. And he just used to cater places, so he was like our morning breakfast guy. And every Tuesday he did shrimp and grits, and they were the
I don't think
best.
you would eat that in the morning.
Everybody
Yes.
has like their
I can see the grits.
Everybody has, like, their
I'm
preference
not
to
feeling the
grits.
shrimp there. I'm not.
I love shrimp.
Oh, man, it had
I
this-
don't know if it in the morning is going to work for me.
Oh, hell
Shrimp
yeah.
and grits. It had like this spicy sauce to it. Oh
Yeah.
man, it was so good. That's one of the things that I missed most about PayPal was the different caterers that we would have come in to our lunch areas. There was like 2 days a week I was buying lunch, and like just about every Tuesday I bought breakfast because of those shrimp and grits. But man, that was nice. That was nice. I mean, you had to pay for it. It's not like it was free when they came, but
Right.
I worked
It's
at
not
Fisher
Google.
Price
They
in
don't
Hop
give you free food.
for a couple of years, and they actually have like a full-scale restaurant in the facility,
okay.
but it's set up like a cafeteria. So there was, you could go to like the burger and fries section, or you could go to like, the deep fried foods, or else you could go to like the gourmet section and get like
Ooh.
full lobster tail and steak dinner for your lunch. I was like,
Yeah, that's it. That's where I'm going for
When
lunch,
I was
man.
at State Farm for a long time, they had a full on. We had 2 buildings, and in the 2 buildings, the one building that I was in had a full cafeteria. So they had like a salad area, they had the grill, they had like
yeah, that's what
whatever the
this
specials was and stuff. It was all in-house, catering, whatever the group was that had the contract at the time. But they had 3,000 people at each building. So
I have a
there's
question for you, Travis.
Yes, sir.
You've been telling me that you've been cleaning your office for days, and it still looks like a fucking pigsty in there.
Dude, it is like I'm replacing that stand behind me with a white one. But I've been working on it, dude. Like for real. It's if you look all
Are you trying to convince me or yourself, brother?
Nah, man, it's like right now I'm working on so my desk is this white,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but to find a desk that I liked, they didn't make them in the depth that I need, because what I have here, and are we streaming live?
Yeah, we're
Yes,
live.
we are live.
Okay,
Travis.
so give me a second. I gotta close some windows real quick, just because it's work related before
Yeah. Don't dox yourself for your work.
exactly.
Yeah.
got his
We
got his
already
work
had that
stuff up.
experience once in the last month. Let's not do that again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, this is my setup. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 monitors
I love it.
there.
Are you needing some more monitors there, Travis? I'm just saying.
Actually, yes.
Oh, good God.
Well, he
I-
can't pilot the Starship quite yet.
Look,
Yes,
I ain't gonna
that's
lie.
almost-
I'd be having more monitors if I had the space for it too. I got just the one monitor in my laptop, but I'd be having like 3 or 4 monitors.
Oh, for sure.
I have
I'm
two,
always
but
multitasking like crazy.
My computer out in the living room has 2, but
Yeah, you can see my setup over there on my stands there. I've got some stuff I got to bring down to the crafter in the basement.
Okay.
But you can see up there, I started putting Hexastack up there. Those are all my WWE Ultimates on Hexastack displayed up there. So you can see all the rows.
There you go. There you
But
go.
yeah, I have been cleaning, believe it or not. Like it's a mess right now, but like this floor was covered, and that's my blanket I just keep in the office so I can keep myself warm during the day because I work from it all the time. And then I got
Travis has
keep
to
that
have a
thing.
blankie. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah.
100%. It's pink too. It's my big pink is what I refer to it.
Hey, I don't care what color
We're just
it
gonna
is.
change his name to Linus.
Yeah, there we go.
But when I built this desk, I had it wasn't thick enough, and because I have the way this thing's mounted, it mounts to like a stand. If I had put this on my desk, I'd have no workspace on my desk. So I built this, pine shelf that goes behind it and has some storage underneath and stuff, but it's like behind the desk, but it's like pine, and I didn't treat it or anything because I went with a white desk. But I bought this fake
Laminate.
adhesive laminate wood looking stuff. So I'm going through the office, cleaning everything up and putting that on that right now to get that covered, because I got a couple new parts coming in to make it easier to hook up things to my computer, because right now I do not have like a quick USB access because the fact that the Mac is stored underneath. So I've got some stuff that I'm installing to make it a little bit
Get
easier.
like a USB tower.
Right now I just have like a USB thing, but I have one coming in the mail that is like it's like a angled kind of like half triangle that'll like go right here at the front of my desk and
Nice.
be set up that way. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I hear you,
Things are-
Travis. I'm been working on my room for like weeks now. It feels, but it's just so much stuff to go through and move around. I got this tiny little space, so it's like every time I move something, I feel like I'm tripping over something else. So I'm figuring out what stuff I can box, what shelves I can clear, so that I can put better stuff up, and then I've got to move the shelves before I put everything back up.
Right. The problem
Oh.
I have is that I've got this office, which is, I mean, it's a 9x9 office. I'm not going to complain. I have plenty of space in my house. It's just, it doesn't do everything I need it to. I wish I had a double the size room.
Was that your
Unfortunately.
eldest son's bedroom before you left?
No, he still lives here. He actually has a room that's like 15 by, I want to say his bedroom's 15 by 19 or something. We built the house just 2019. So unfortunately, not unfortunately, we're very fortunate. But my wife was working in the school district. I worked for State Farm, and then I went working full time at this other place. It was a startup. It was like employee number 7. The CEO was my college professor years and years ago. So he recruited me to come there after State Farm.
Nice.
I went there as they expanded. We had folks in India and we have folks in the US. As they expanded, they needed some assistance in their operations, HR kind of stuff at the local office. And they brought my wife in from, she left being like a special ed, like support, not a teacher's assistant, but like an aide.
Yeah.
So she went from doing that in the schools because, unfortunately, and I don't know what it's like where you guys are from and with your younger kids, in school here in New York, at least it's changed drastically. My wife was first in there, you could tell a kid, no, you shouldn't do that. I always use the example that by the time she left, it got to a point where you couldn't say, no, don't do that to a kid who was about to stick a fork in a socket. You had to say, hey, that's not a good idea. You shouldn't put a fork in a socket. You might get hurt. You couldn't say no to stop them urgently out of emergency, but you could softly oh, and my wife just felt like she couldn't do anything to help these, help the students. So, and then my youngest
New York
son,
State believes that you can actually, have a conversation with a 6-year-old.
right? Exactly.
Normally,
and
let alone one that has,
special
issues,
needs of some
right?
sort. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And the biggest caveat got to the point where my youngest son, who has some delays of some, he's not like on the spectrum, but he's got his own, special needs and whatnot. So he, my wife was working and her manager was the district superintendent of special education. So it was to a point where my wife's working in the school. And we were like, well, my son's not going to this type of classroom because you are just, my wife works in them and she can see that they weren't putting kids that needed support in there in the supported special education. That unfortunately, the school that my son was going to get put in was, they were bearing disciplinary action kids into those classrooms. So it was my wife saw this firsthand. It's this person doesn't have true special needs in the sense of my son and other kids. Well, I won't say that. But I will say they just needed someone, maybe some more help at home and someone to hold the student accountable. So, and there was some other things going on. So my wife was at a point where it was going to be a conflict of interest because it's I'll teach in that classroom, but my son sure as heck isn't going to be in there. So between that and everything, she came to work with the company I am at, and she's raised up and now, she's a senior director of human resources there, and she we transitioned, did pretty well, and we were in an old house, and my mom was at a point where she was going to have difficulties maintaining her own cost of living, just her situation and some bad financial management over the years. So we were at a point where she had inherited some money that she was going to blow through, and I know that. And she wasn't in a position where she'd be able to maintain a piece of property. So I offered to get a house that had a in-law suite in it and help her manage it. It was going to cost her a little bit of money to help with the down payment, just because we had one mortgage and we were building a house from scratch, and building a house from scratch kind of takes a lot. So
It's lucky you got it
all
done in
that came together.
2019 and not after COVID.
Well, it's kind of like it's a catch-22 because like we were lucky because of Karen's promotions and mine at the time. We were in a position where we could carry both mortgages, especially with my mom's, our deposit and what my mom was able to bring to the table through inheritance. We were able to carry both mortgages. The problem was that I didn't want to because it's never cool to have a piece of empty house, and doing that. So I was urgently trying to sell the house, and when we bought the house, it was only like 190. But within 7 years, we were able to list it at about 290. So about $100,000 in equity in it, which was really good. I mean, we made plenty of updates, put solar panels on it and stuff, and did a lot of upgrades to it. It was built in the 70s. But we weren't able to get what we had listed it for. Had I sat on it for maybe 6 months to a year, I would have easily been able to sell it for $350 because of COVID. If I had sat on it for about a year, I would have been able to sell it for $350 easy.
Yeah, but the house you're living in would have cost you 3 times as much also to build.
Well, yeah. The thing was, I had both. I closed on this in 2019 in June.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Because after
we
COVID,
didn't sell that until November.
The lumber went up crazy, man.
Right. Well, our house was done in 2019.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have been building. It would have just been holding that other piece of property. And I really wish I was in a position to have felt comfortable holding it for another 6 months, because I would have made out like a bandit we had a house down the road from where we built go on sale. During the peak kind of pricing during COVID, and that house was, they listed it like $740. We didn't pay anywhere near that for our house, like nowhere near that.
Yeah.
But during the peak of COVID, they listed their house, and theirs is the one that's closest in comparison to ours, with a few upgrades here that we don't have, and we have a few that they don't have. So it was the closest comp, but they didn't even have it on the market for a day. And someone from somebody from the area put a bid on it same day, 50,000, 60,000 over asking. So I'm like, I wanted to sell my house and move to the Carolinas.
Right.
I was like, man, if I sell my house up here and move south, I'd be able to be completely mortgage free and, debt free within a couple of years. It would have been great. But yeah, that's a long way story. We built the house. We designed it. The house didn't originally have an office in it. We kind of keyed the office out. We had them for the master bedroom. What we ended up doing was we ended up having them because there was all this space above the garage. And basically I was like, we have a 24 by 20 foot garage. I was like, there's no way that space above it just needs to be a closet. So I told them, raise the roof up all the way and, put a master suite over the garage. That'll open up space down the hall. So I can put an office and a second story laundry room in. So the kids all got decent sized rooms. And I mean, my son's room, he's got a couch in there, a bed, he's got TV, dressers, computer system, he's got plenty of room in there. So I always tell him, like, don't leave until you have to, because right now you can, live there, bank your money, and, move into a house instead of an apartment and save yourself a headache from a mortgage.
So real quick, let's say hi to the chat real quick.
Is there people joining?
Yeah,
I forgot we were.
Hey,
Wait,
Carol.
we've actually got people watching us?
Oh, man.
We got Carol. We got Cobb.
People
got
just like listening to Travis's life story.
Mama.
Jeez.
Everybody's listening to Travis ramble.
We got Eldor.
God.
Who else we got here? We got
Call
Fat
it
Red
Wednesday-
Foo or
Call
Fat
it
Red.
Wednesday night rambles from Travis there.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for all stopping in.
It's true. And big shout out to Toy Mama, Christina, and Radical Toys. They were doing a live earlier tonight where Adam was opening up his King Randor. And if you guys are not familiar with his lives, they do what's called rad blasting, where anybody who is a content creator in their chat, they will vote on one of them, and then everybody in the chat just jumps over to that person's channel, and they go through content, give them a bunch of likes, give them a bunch of comments, and just tries to help them, give them a nice algorithm boost.
I try to catch Radical Toys when I can, but
yeah. But I got voted tonight. Thank you, Eldor, Cobweb, everybody who voted for me. I know Nolan voted for me tonight. Appreciate you all. And I got rad blasted. So that was pretty cool.
Cool.
Highlight of the week.
Congratulations, Oz. You
Congratulations, Oz.
I appreciate
Always
it.
putting in work, brother.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
it's pretty cool that they do that because a couple that I've caught, I mean, you're talking, he goes through and has them like all the bunch of videos, a couple of posts, shorts or whatever, and then subscribe. So they're probably catching, quite a few people.
It does help, man. It does help. I even picked
What's
up
up, Thanos?
2 new subscriptions tonight too, which was nice.
Nice.
Ever inching my way closer to monetization.
Monetization.
Yeah. Well, much like Adam, when I finally get to that point, all that money, any super chats or channel memberships, that's all going to upgrading equipment for the channel because I desperately need a laptop, a new one.
Yeah. I like that conversation that was going on in the Toy Network earlier today with the stickers. We should all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a
Big
good
shout out to
idea.
Kenzo. He put out a seller that
Yep.
man, because I
I can't
know.
imagine anybody would want a sticker of mine. I'm just saying.
Hey, I would want
I
want
would
a
love to have a
Kane's
sticker of
toy
all the Toy
sample
Network,
sticker,
dude. That's awesome.
right?
Yeah, I'm a big sticker. I'm a big sticker and enamel pen guy. I collect them all.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a Hexastack sticker.
I got
yeah?
lots of stickers at PowerCon.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, shout out to Kenzo about that because he was saying he got like 50 of them for $20. So they were nice, good size, and they were holographic too.
Right?
Oh yeah, those are nice.
Which I know when Skelly got the Toy Frenzy ones made up, like they wanted quite a bit extra. No, I'm not monetized.
He is not monetized.
Monetized, no.
Now,
I do have a Patreon if you want to subscribe, but I am not officially monetized by YouTube yet. I am just, what is it, a little 130 something away from 500 for the memberships.
you pretty
and
much stick
still
to the
got-
lives, right, Oz?
Yeah, that's basically what it is, right? Like, it's because I do those live long streams. I got this strong core audience that shows up every week.
Yeah. People
But I don't
subscribe to
have
lives.
the
Just people that do just
casual
lives.
audience, right?
Right.
But hey, I've hit the algorithm because I can see each week how many times people suggested content,
Yeah.
and I can see which videos are suggested and what videos they were suggested on. Some of them seem a little oddball, but it's pretty cool. I like seeing that I'm in the algorithm.
That's
I don't
cool.
pay attention to it too much, but like anytime there's a comment or something like that, you get the notification to go check Studio, and I'm like, here, let me look at my analytics.
The person I talk to a lot about that is because for me, I'm working on getting to a point where when I launch the Hexastack stuff in the next couple of weeks here, I've been saying that for a while, but through conversations I've had with others and stuff, there's some significant reasons why. But either way, once I do go live, I was talking to Lawrence quite a bit about it, and he was giving me a lot of insight into, obviously he and I are different in what we're promoting, right? Like what I'm doing is to promote Hexastack, where his stuff is very much, driven. I'm promoting a product. He's promoting his show and himself. But he gave me a ton of insight on, suggestions and whatnot. He's a great resource if you're looking for more ways to grow your
Larry
channel.
has shared more than enough of his suggestions with
I was
us.
gonna say, I know most of what he's saying already. The biggest thing is I don't have short form content for casual
Exactly.
viewership.
Yep.
So I already know what I got to do. I just got to actually get it done.
Well, you got to find your niche, right? Like what's going to work for you in the realm of what you're trying to produce.
I gotta find more hours in the week, honestly. Is that possible? Is there more hours available in a week? I don't know.
There is.
Well-
There is. If you
Forego
Just don't
sleep.
sleep.
No.
well, it's not that. Well, yes, there is part of it is not sleeping, but there's a theory that and obviously when you have kids and stuff it's different, but there's this theory that you can treat every day like it's actually 3 days. If you break your day up into 6 hours and you sleep for 6 hours and you work your main job for 6 hours, or in some cases 8, and then you focus 6 on your hustle, and then you focus the remaining on family time. But when you have young children or anything like that, it may be difficult. But this guy Jocko, I think, is the one that speaks on it. But he's got this idea that like from 6 to 10 or 6 to 10 or something, break it up into 4-hour chunks or something. He's able to get 3 times the amount of time out of his day.
Yep.
I haven't figured out how to
Did you
follow
see
that
Thanos'
exactly.
comment? He said, "Do you have a playlist set up?" Oh, Cobb. Not sorry, cop.
Yeah, no, it's not for me. Okay, I don't need the watch hours. My watch
Well,
hours
you
are
got the
fine.
watch hours, yeah.
You have the watch hours in like a month.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I'm one of those rare channels where watch hours have been accomplished. I've got enough watch hours to fully monetize at 1,000 subscribers when I hit that point. You know, the big 4,000 gap that a lot of people have trouble to, and like even for like people like Skelly who have been YouTubing for a while now, and like he had to wait until after he hit 1,000 subscribers for the watch hours to roll in for him.
Oh
And
yeah,
basically,
I went back and was watching episode 1.
yeah, it's like go back to Toy Frenzy playlist and go to episode 1 and watch all of it. It's
I was like-
because it's the longest form content that he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay.
Cobb or Payne
Yeah, I
and
don't
I
want
have the
to see
same
my
issues.
episode
We
one.
only do like one live a week, and then it's not like the same type of. It's not the same content, you know. It's not all GI Joe or all toy reviews.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's tough when you do varied because you have varied audiences, right?
Well, the algorithm doesn't pick it up. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys. I just got to go say goodnight to one of my kids. I'll be right back.
All right, tell them we said goodnight.
Yep.
Tell them we love them.
I'm gonna start a channel called "Roll Your Ankles for Fun."
I've been there before. I've done that actually on the way out of the first Avengers movie. I
Oh,
was walking out the door with my buddy Corey. We just watched the movie. It was excellent. And I rolled my ankle and then rolled down the rest of the theater steps.
my God, Oz.
Oh, man. That had to be a scary sight coming down them steps, too. Here's a big, at the time I was only 300 pounds.
What's up?
Here's
Rumble
this
Dog?
huge dude rolling.
Nano said he did that at a wedding.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I did get good news today. At least there's the other radiologist looked at it and was like, no, there's not a break. So I'm like, yay.
That's always good.
Just a severe sprain.
Yeah, very bad. You saw the photos of the purpling pretty bad. So.
Yeah.
Saw the photos of the purple. Saw the photos of the boot. Man.
So
Stop
6
at a
weeks in
fun
that
week.
boot, 4 to 6 weeks in the boot, and we'll see where we're at.
Should
I
ask
just
for, like,
hobbled around on a
boot.
cane for a couple of weeks. I said, fuck this shit.
What happened, dude?
I stepped wrong. That's pretty much it.
Damn.
Were you like
He's
stepping
getting
backwards
old.
when you stepped down, or just weren't paying
I was
attention?
stepping sideways and stepped
Yeah.
down, and just I wasn't paying attention where my foot planted, and next thing I know, I'm on the ground. I'm like, ah, damn it. I'm thinking to myself because I'm in the store by myself. There's no one else there,
Ooh.
so I'm thinking, shit, I'm gonna have to crawl to my phone if I have to call 911.
That's what I was after I rolled my ankle because that was back when I was still managing GameStop. Man, I was hopping around the store for a week with a cane because I was the only person working the store most of the hours. So I'm like hopping around, doing everything with a cane. I got people coming in, like customers who were regulars. They're like, "Can I do that? Can I do that?" And I'm like, "No, you can't. I
I
can't
wish you
actually
could,
do that.
but you're not allowed to.
I would get fired. Our insurance doesn't cover if you have an accident."
Exactly. But yeah, no.
So how bad
What-
did you swear, Aaron?
How bad is it? Swear?
Aaron, don't swear. Shh.
Not bad.
He probably pulled an Arnold.
It doesn't really hurt to like walk on it. As long as I'm not actively considering walking on it and moving left or right with my foot, we're pretty much good. The minute I put it on the ground and have to walk on it, barefoot, it's rough. The boot is okay. I had a brace on it for the first day, and that one was okay. And then we just, my wife was like, you're going to the urgent care. We're going to get this thing looked at. Because,
It's a good thing we got wives. So
yeah,
I had one anyway. 'Cause I know back when I was younger and did stupid stuff, I was like, I ain't going to no damn doctor for this. I ain't going to the hospital. She's like, yes, you are. Take me to the hospital. 8 stitches, the whole 9 yards.
oh yeah, no, if it's stitches, I'm just getting super glue. So
Yep, exactly.
Sorry, I was checking the chat there. hit the back button instead of the X on the chat. And it just loaded me right out of the
Oh,
page.
I can actually see that. Hang on, let me see. Woo! Nope.
Infinite nothingness.
Infinite nothingness.
Infinite nothingness.
That's my smoking name when I'm outside because all you see is the little glare on my glasses.
Yeah, you take your glasses off, you wouldn't see anything.
That's true. I go full incognizo.
Incognito.
I don't know. I gotta come up.
Yeah, you barely see the light from your glasses on the.
Yep.
Incognitas.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
That's what happens when I put on the ramen toy hat. Suddenly turn into somebody else. Nobody recognizes.
So, Aaron, have you looked into the Airbnb for Joe Fest yet? You still think about going?
I haven't looked into it completely yet, but I've kind of started looking at everything. So yeah, as far as I know, it's a go. So I mean, I will know for sure Monday, Tuesday.
Ken and I were just talking about Joe Fest earlier today. It's going to be a really good turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of people.
A lot of people. Did you guys see Delta 17 is actually going to be right next to Sergeant Slaughter?
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah, that'll be nice.
That's going to be real nice.
Travis needs to get his ass to Joe Fest.
Yeah, with some Hexastack. Come on, bro.
Yeah, come on, bro.
I had considered it, but the problem was that they were all out of booths and stuff, man.
Okay.
If I was gonna go down, I gotta go down where I can, potentially make money.
All right, so message Ken.
You can just set up just a little booth right outside the convention center.
Yeah, set up a table outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Put a little awning over the top.
Yeah. Every time somebody comes out, what kind of figures did you buy? I got a stand for that.
I'm just saying, send a box or two to Ken, and have him set up Delta 17 on some Hexastacks.
It's not a bad idea.
No,
right?
Not at all.
I should actually talk to him, and now that it is officially 1/18th scale, maybe I should talk to him about it. Oh no, they have their own stands.
They do,
but it doesn't mean that they won't.
Send us some stickers or something. We'll pass them out over there.
You know that for sure. And print some Hexastacks with Delta 17 on it. He'll eat that shit up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Specialized Delta 17 branded Hexastack. There you go.
Can you print your stacks in camouflage?
No, I cannot.
Nobody would see them.
That's true. I should have thought about that.
Gotta see the product to sell it. If you can't see the stack,
look at these figures; they're just floating.
You print it off in camouflage.
That could be a win, though, right?
Yeah,
could be a win. Could be a winner. You looking for a stack that doesn't actually stand out on your shelf?
Well, if it was big enough,
that's what she said.
I could put a boat on it. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
A boat?
Certain aircraft carrier?
No, not the aircraft carrier, but the Fortnite boat.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So you don't like the water stand that it came with?
No, I have that, but I'm just talking about the. Eventually, it's going to be on my top shelf, and I'm going to have like a water scene. So there'll be an underwater part of that scene, and then the boat will be at the top, and then there'll be over the water scene part on top of that.
Oh, that's a big stand.
2-part display.
I still say that boat is almost what the fuck are you doing, Travis?
Sorry, I just realized I wasn't on mute, guys. I got you. I'm using a Dremel. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
But that boat, it's almost a nice stand-in for the water moccasin, classified.
Well, I need to reprint that pilot area.
You did the canopy, right?
Yeah, the canopy. Need to reprint that at 107%, and it'll be the right scale.
Still trying to figure out why we have
the fact that the scale that they have it set at is not. It doesn't look right, and it never looked right, which is why I didn't retrofit it. That's too small, because it would be like it would like cut him off like mid chest. So it just looked ridiculous when he was in that
So
chair.
he still get all the bugs in his teeth, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
pretty much.
for sure. Still
I have to reprint
still
that
awkward.
piece. It went 107%, and then it should fit. But I may have to print that in 2 pieces because I don't know that my printer has that big enough space for that.
Build plate, right? 2 versions of Copperhead, still no water moccasin on the horizon. That's rough.
It'll be coming.
You know
soon.
what? The good thing is there's plenty of people out there building this stuff in 3D printing. So
That's true.
I keep
That
saying the
is
next
true.
HasLab has to be a watercraft. They got the land, they
Gotta
got
be.
the
you got
air.
the land, you got the sea, or you got the air, and now you
Yep.
got to have the sea. So yeah, I'm hoping we get a hydrofoil.
I would say either
Hydrofoil,
hydrofoil
yeah.
or the what is the platform?
Tactical battle platform.
Yeah, because there really isn't
Ooh,
much to that. It's just
Play set.
a flat piece with some tower stands, right? Couple
That'd be
little,
Pretty
cool.
much, and some guns and
yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't a whole, I used to like put, like when I was looking at those play sets, I always thought about like, it's a cool play set, but I wouldn't understand how to use it with other stuff, because I always liked the Joe play sets, but of course I was big into collecting like He-Man and stuff. So like none of my figures ever fit to scale really with their play sets.
Most of
when
us
it came
used
to
the
G.I.
battle
Joe, I just
platform
had a
as just
handful.
a land platform that was up high and just shot down at the Cobra.
Yeah.
From.
Yeah. Well, see, my bedroom, it was funny. Like, my sister confirmed this. We had like blue walls and this blue carpet, right? So, like, it almost looked like water all the time. I remember when I was playing with like my Ninja Turtles, you had that the foot jet ski.
Oh yeah.
And I used to, pretend my carpet was water.
so yeah, I've got that stuff to do, and then I got so much stuff. I got ridiculous amounts. Ended up getting in some. I got that Vorgus Vermilius from Terrence. I bought one of his.
Man, that wolf that I showed off, the white wolf with the red armor, man. Tell me that did not look perfect for that Vorgus, especially if you use the regular vampire head, not the con head.
Yeah.
With the translucent, man, he looks like it fits so well for that character on that white wolf with the red armor. Of course, again, that's another one of them big toys that's just like, whoo, it looks pretty, but I can't.
The D20 wolves are what? They're 110 roughly.
Yeah, something like that. And that's just like, even looking at that bear at that price, I was like, man, I was kind of hoping maybe at retail it'd still be at a price range where I'd be like, I could get a second bear so I could have one stand and one, on all fours.
That, I was like,
nah, never mind. I was looking at the total.
Thanks.
Did you guys see the
need that
picture
bear at
that
all
Lawrence
now.
just posted on his Instagram?
Well, I can't look at it right now. What did he just post?
Yeah, we're on the phone. We can't really look.
Hold
at
on,
it.
I'm gonna bring it up. Let me
I do
share.
it, it'll
You
do
guys
it
got to
up.
see this. Hold on. Oh my God, I'm dying.
Is he
What has he got?
complaining that he wasn't invited?
I don't,
You didn't send him a personal invite, Ed? Oh man, you messed up now.
can you guys see the screen?
What's that say?
It says,
Oh, I
"Man
need to
returns
get
to work
five
after
focus.
vacation with fresh, re-energized hatred for Ohio."
That's great.
He's like, got his head posted on some little dude.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
That's
I
hilarious.
bet your Radnom did that.
He has
Probably.
such a hard on for Ohio. It's so hilarious.
I should
Surprised
see if
we
he
ever
wants-
got him there in the first
You know
place
what?
for
Let me send him
PowerCon.
a link. See if he
Yeah.
wants to jump on for a minute.
What's he gonna do when you're that close? Ed is like,
Yeah.
Hey Ed, I just thought of a way for you to create some content for your streams. Some regular content. You call it Action Shots, obviously spelled your name. And when you go out into the woods and you're doing your photos and stuff, just get yourself out there and record like little snippets of it and put it all together as to how you set up your setup and everything.
Yep.
That'd be great if there was any forethought to my setups. I usually just
That's fine. Do it while you're doing it, while you're live. Got that phone camera out there and just, in the nature, just like do it and then voice over it after. You don't have to talk to it. Just like capture yourself doing
okay.
it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that
And
would
then
work.
talk through it after.
Yeah, it's what a lot of people have started doing. They're like behind the scenes stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
It's been pretty
usually
neat.
have a figure in my backpack, and I'm like, yeah, let's throw this guy up here, and I just throw him up on the however he stands and make it work.
Right.
Yeah, what Travis is describing is you need to drag a tripod with you so you can set it up so it can be far enough away, and then you need to check the lighting and make sure that it can see you.
Yeah.
Oh
It's a little
man.
more
Yeah,
involved.
maybe this summer I'll try to take like that Predator that David got me for my birthday. Take that down into the woods over here and have him hunt some Joes.
Yeah. I do like the
Or-
thought. I do like the action shots, though. That's a good.
Did you
it's
see
a good
that?
name?
Did any of you see that photo of the Predator going against it was like 3 or 4 Joes, Sergeant Slaughter, a couple others? It was on Instagram, and I can't remember who did it. But
Oh yeah, that was
really
like
cool.
a week or two ago.
It was fairly recently,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was
Well,
interesting.
I love the guys from Cracktastic Plastic. Elgin and I did a co-stream last year about Alien and Predator, the Kenner line.
Yeah.
So after that, every Wednesday, he was doing a small video going through the original Predator line from the 90s. And he's basically dedicated his Pred Wednesdays or Pred Ends days, however it's pronounced. He tags me in all those and dedicates it to me every week because he knows I love that line. But he's put some shots together hunting Joes, which are pretty fun. He's got like one of them versus Roadblock, which is really cool. There he is. Adam, Radical Toys. What's up, man?
Jacob has a good idea about how take photo or take video of you trying to set up your damn figures and cut them out
right.
when they fall over. That would be pretty much me the entire time. Motherfucker.
That's why when you see most of my photos, they have like 1 or 2, maybe 3 at the most figures, because by the time I get the third up, the first one's going to fall down every time, and I'm just too frustrated.
Those shorts would just me be doing Arnold yells.
Yep.
The figure up and he falls down.
Mine changes into some type of ramble of like, are you kidding me?
You gotta be fucking kidding me about this bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. The damn toys don't want to stand.
You try to put the figure up and he keeps
Too bad we
falling
don't have
down.
some invisible hexastacks to stand them on. Then you wouldn't
Yeah.
have to worry about it.
Right? Okay,
Well,
perfect.
then
Invisible
when you
hexes.
put them on the little rotating thing, and they like to fall over that. Yeah, that's so damn irritating. It's like, no, stay. Get you some.
Do you have a
blue-
rotator? Do you
Yeah,
have
I
a turntable?
Yeah, I got a little turntable. Just got mine. I got to get the desk set up. And then once I have it set up with my little side table, then I could actually set that on there so I can do shots of it on the turntable.
I was listening to some vinyl the other day, and I thought about taking a figure
Oh,
and
man.
getting some blue tack and sticking his feet to like the center of the record,
Mhm.
and then turning it up to like the 45 or the really super high speed, and then videoing that figure just spinning around real fast.
see how long that tack lasts. though.
Just to be a smart ass, because those things turn at a certain rate, so you can see
Yeah,
everything, right?
Yeah. And then you just put on there, you spin me right round, baby.
Yeah, there you go. It's
I did
I'll tell
find
you that.
these nice stands on Amazon. They're little circles
Yeah.
instead of square, or they're right just bigger than the feet.
Hmm.
Blue tack on them. Almost every time stuff stays.
That's pretty good.
So that's what I'm using for some of my Dio.
Are they thin?
Yeah, they're fairly thin.
That's
But
good.
they have in the center of it, on the bottom, is an empty space. So that's where
Okay.
you put the blue tack, so it'll stick.
Yeah, that's a good idea
okay.
though too, because like
Yeah.
if it was going to be permanent, you could nail it down right there. You know,
Yeah,
like with-
you can glue it there too. Also,
Yep.
but yeah.
Nice.
You didn't
nice.
realize there's like a no talking about stands other than Hexastack on this call?
Well, we'd like to talk
You know
more about
what,
how
Travis?
awesome the
When your
Hexastack is.
Hexastack stands are no bigger than the toy's feet, or at least a little bit above the feet. If you can get me a
I can't do that.
hexagonal stand that's roughly 2 inches
2 millimeters by 2
in
millimeters?
diameter, we
yeah.
can talk.
Yeah.
And
Travis will come out with the mini stack.
For dios, you
Called
got to
the
have that.
Hexastack.
For dios, you got to have that small 1 foot stand. That's the only way it's going to work. so you can hide it under their grass or whatever.
Exactly.
Well, I've decided, and he is about to get cameraed. I've decided officially.
There's a message on the screen for you.
What's? Oh, shut up, Thanos. Jerk. So, what I have here is a box of these. So they are.
bring up-
fruit pigs.
Let me bring up
There's a-
Solo.
Yeah, give them the full screen.
So these are all going to be what I include. So this is the like standard size foot slide-in foot
Right.
pegs. These will
Oh,
come with
slide
every.
foot, yep. Okay.
There's going to be one that comes with every stand. So if you buy 6 stands, it'll come with 6 total. But it'll also come with blanks too, which don't have any. So if you want to, just display on top, maybe your pop collector or whatever, you can do that. So then those will go in.
What's a pop?
They're plastic that gets dumped in the ocean.
Soda.
I thought they dumped those in the desert next to ET.
I don't know how many times I've actually shown the new model after PowerCon because I've been off streams and stuff quite a bit. But here's some. These are some of the scratch and dent ones. These are ones I wouldn't sell to consumers.
Right.
That I'm just keeping to myself. But basically, the hole in the top is much larger now.
Does it still have the magnets?
Yep, it still has all the magnets. That I couldn't move away from the magnets. That was one of the reasons I didn't go to Legion Con, was because the magnet production was not working the way I wanted to. But you can see here,
Yeah, it's nice.
that doesn't have a magnet in it. These are unfinished ones. But,
That sliding
I didn't-
foot thing is for what type of figure?
so that slide-in foot thing works for just about any of them. I've got. Hold on, I'm just grabbing some stuff real quick from here. Which one's going to be the one I'll mess with? I'll mess with this one. Okay. So I have, real quick, first the Valaverse and Classified line. This is just the one that I grabbed. No reason other than it's just right there. That works to slide in. There's no magnets in here, so just be aware, right? Like there's no magnets on the base or metal. These are just scratch and dents. I'm not wasting magnets on them for myself. But yeah, so that's for like a G.I. Joe Classified or like what you would consider like a standard human foot. And that works for that. You can see I have one here on Shawn Michaels Mattel foot, so it works on that. You can see it doesn't work as well for this size on the
Right.
front of the Cosmic, but if you do a slide in through the back, it works.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So,
Nice.
Yeah, and you
use
can
it
always
both ways.
flip that around too, right?
Exactly. You
Yeah.
can use it on the left or the right side.
What about females figures since their feet are smaller?
So give me a second. I've got a female Marvel Legend.
So that
here.
worked with the
Haven't really tried it.
Wonderland.
Wonderling.
Yeah, it worked with the Plunderling too. And then this is like a Marvel Legend female, much smaller than the other ones. Her foot is a little bit too thin for this one. So I don't have any up here right now, but I have a small size. I have a medium size and then I have a small size. You can see kind of, you can see the lot. I'm trying to, give me 1 second. Hold on. My phone's
What about a Master of the Universe figure?
How about a Mondo figure?
I don't have any Mondos, but you can see the space. Like I'm trying to give you some lighting behind it.
Oh yeah, you can see it. Yep.
You
But
can
you have
see
a
the
smaller
space
one
there.
for that.
Exactly.
All
So on her, so every package will come with the standard slide, and it'll come with one for every stand. And then I have blanks that just have nothing, so you can put them in there. So you have a flush stand to put something flat on. If you're
Fair enough.
sticky, maybe you're like a sticky tack type person or something like you were saying. But additionally, you were asking about what was it? Masters Verse.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any of them up here right now. Actually, I have a female. I think this is a.
Here, Travis.
I
This
think this is
message
from-
is for you.
Yeah.
I don't know, Carol, on the Mondo. I don't have a single Mondo, so I don't know what they.
This
what
is the
they
second
use.
part to that.
Thank you. I will. I'll work on that. I'll send you one with a sticker. So
Guys, I'm gonna hop
again-
off real quick. My phone's about to die. I'll see you on the laptop in a minute.
All right,
Okay.
Oz.
cool. So this is a female. So she's a little bit
Yeah.
smaller probably than the male Masterverse, but this should fit the male Masterverse. If you have to slide it in backwards, you'd have to slide
The
it in
medium
backwards.
size one. That's the medium one, right? That you got.
This is the standard size, which is essentially like your medium.
Right.
and
Regular
then
size.
and then I have basically what it is it's the same stand, but I've just turned it outwards, right? So like I've just widened it so the peak, it's a bigger gap there.
Yeah.
So I have a number of different sizes that you can order in addition to the basic size. And additionally, I will offer standard pegs if people are more preferential of that. And those will be in different sizes. And Ed, one of the things I showed you months ago was like this kind of like a key card type thing. Like, am I supposed to know that? I don't get it, Cobb.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Lieutenant Dan is from Forrest Gump? He didn't have legs.
Gump.
I never watched. I never watched Forrest
Lieutenant
Gump, dude.
Dan.
Oh,
never
yeah,
watched
Lieutenant
it.
Dan didn't have legs. He got him blown
Didn't
off
have
in Vietnam.
legs. He was in a wheelchair.
Gotcha. So if you think of like a business card size
Yeah.
piece, so what I've done is I showed you a while back is there actually good examples like the Action Force stand, something small rectangular, and what I'll have is a bunch of different peg sizes on there. So it'll be like PG1, PG2, PG3. And then what I'll do is I'll throw those in to, starter packs for first time orders. So folks can use that as a sampling for what size pegs they may need to order in the future if they want to go for
Kind of like
pegs.
a ring size thing. Ring size.
Exactly. It's like a peg sizer.
Look at this
but-
chump. What's up?
Oh.
What's up, Lawrence?
What's going on?
Blair.
All
What are
right.
you up to?
Lar.
Just got done working out. Gotta get.
Me too, man. Me too, dude.
gotta
Boy,
get in
after that
shape
picture
to
you just
predict
posted,
some
you need to
stupid
work out.
Canadian at Joe Fest. So
I'm
that's
not going
10.
to Fest.
10.
Yeah, we know.
I just got done raising my foot, so it's elevated and
What'd you do?
reducing this. I rolled my freaking ankle.
Doing what? Cleaning?
Stepping down, literally,
Walking.
walking.
Is it that hard these days?
Apparently,
Hey, he's old. When
apparently
you get old, it's hard to
close
walk.
to 50, your ankles just cave
Yeah.
out on you.
He wasn't wearing his Skechers.
No, actually, I was wearing my Skechers. That's
Oh
probably the problem.
shit!
Oh man.
Did Radnow make that picture of you in Ohio? Or
No,
was
I made it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was scrolling through Facebook and it came through and it said guy takes vacation and comes back and hates and rejuvenated, hates his job. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh, I could fix that really quick.
Nice.
That's what I did in between my sets. So
In between your sets. No, we're just bullshitting. We just decided Travis and I were bored, so decided to throw something on as a live and just bullshit.
what about Toy Kind of Mood or
All that shit's boring.
hey, that's Tony on there.
I tell Tony to his face that it's boring.
We need something exciting.
It's right.
Wow.
No, we just needed the bullshit. That was it.
Yeah, we just wanted
No,
to
I
bullshit.
get it.
My wife is out of town, so I'm playing Mr. Dad this week. She's working in Texas this week, where it's like 20 degrees. She thought she was leaving New York during the coldest time of the year, just to find out she was going to Texas to be just as cold.
Yeah.
Where in Texas are they at, Travis?
She's actually our office is right across the street from the Dallas Cowboys training facility.
Oh,
So
they're
it's
right
in
up in
Frisco.
Fort Worth,
It's
Dallas.
in Frisco, yeah.
Yeah.
It actually works out because they're not in the playoffs anymore. So
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people hanging out with you. I was really happy about it. As I showed Ed last night, I sent him a picture of a card that I put up on eBay because I was getting into the sports cards when COVID was big and people were just sitting at home and nothing to do, and I happened to get a rookie. What did I just do?
You're good.
Okay,
You're good.
my screen's all changed.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got a rookie Jordan Love card, autograph, 3-patch, multicolor, 1 of 99 or something. So immediately when they did an upset to to the Cowboys, I immediately dropped that on eBay, and it's actively being sold right now. It's over $300 right now, which is cool. And
Dude, I wouldn't have done that, but I would have waited because if he ends
No,
up
I'm-
being really good,
I wanted some Legions, and Helidope made me place an order yesterday. They held a gun to my
They
head.
did.
So
Make you do
made
anything.
you, huh? Is that
they
how that
made
works?
me. They made me. That's
at
how they
least
work.
at least Aaron's accountable for his.
Yeah. I buy my shit. I mean,
They made
I
me because
regret it, but I buy it.
they made me because they told me that there's people catching up to me in their Shopify list and stuff, and I was like, watch this, hold my beer,
It ain't me.
but I don't drink. What's that?
It ain't me.
Yeah.
No, it's the guy above me in the screen.
I know
Him
who
and
it is.
him and one other person I think are up there. With,
Oh, catching
there's
up to
three
on
of
your
us.
total orders or total dollars?
Yeah, total orders or whatever. But I
I think I've got 2 orders left with them so far. I pretty much have decided that I'm just going to get Hasbro stuff from Hasbro.
really.
Because every time I try to get it from anywhere else, it gets foobarred.
It takes too long.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is, it's like
it's not their
Oh,
fault. It's
no,
their
Helidope has to go through a third party in order to even get
Yeah,
it.
it's
So.
their distribution
But if-
shit.
But either way, because you're all in on the Joes, there's so much stuff that's just Hasbro Pulse exclusive anyway.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to, and you have more than enough. I've never had an issue really getting anything.
No, I,
mean,
haven't. And that's
For a little bit.
I get to the point where I try to hedge my bets just in case to see who's fastest, but
Yeah.
there's no reason to get anything Hasbro from anybody else except Hasbro.
No, especially if you're not doing reviews, but
Yeah.
Ted
That's
just texted me yesterday or the day before that the Mutton Junkyard finally came in. So I mean, that's you guys have
They
had
had
that for a
they
couple
had him
weeks
at
now.
Target. My buddy told me the other day.
He was what, $35 or 45?
45.
45? Yeah, okay.
and well
Sure.
worth it.
There's some
Oh,
of those
sure.
guys that I'm one of those clearance guys. Like right now, I'm honestly on the fence as to whether I want to keep all my Joes and my Valverse because of the fact that I've gotten so into the Joy Toy. I think those things are so cool. Which Lawrence, I don't know if you saw this, but I got
It's
this.
a deep hole, Travis. It's a deep hole.
I know how deep it is, man. It's
Yeah, bring up that wolf,
Tell
dude.
him.
I want to see that. Is that what you're
Oh.
showing off?
Show my mech.
All right, well, bring up the wolf next. I
So
wanna
the
see
Wait
mech
till you
is-
get to the acid rain and the other stuff.
So I saw Acid Rain. I actually asked Helidope if they had access to those.
the beta versus acid or acid versus beta, whatever it is.
The Acid Rain is what it's called.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because that's what I know.
Yeah, those are correct.
I do
That
not
would
like.
be-
I don't like mechs.
That is awesome.
I normally don't, Lawrence. Like I'm not a huge mech guy, but I like different. I like the 118. Like, oh man, I hate saying it because I've always been like my story. It goes back to the WWE Mattel when they started making things to scale, and like I love using the to scale stuff, but like I've been all about the WWE stuff. But as I've grown into this other stuff, this Joy Toy, the 118th, being able to have more space, like you guys can see, I've got the His Tank box right there. I haven't opened it. I just haven't. Like I probably am gonna at some point do that as a giveaway.
That's
Like
your problem.
I just don't have use for it. It's just so freaking big.
Yes,
Oh,
it's so.
it is.
That's what makes it so freaking awesome. Is that it's so
Exactly.
freaking big.
Fat
So
Red, I don't know what those are. I don't know those.
What is
two.
Fat Red saying?
But I'm strongly
Planet
considering moving
Green.
away from all my Joes and my.
I don't know what the hell Planet Green
No
is
idea.
either.
Never. Not anything I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
But you've also got all Fresh Monkey Fiction stuff. You got all of the Chicken Fried Heroes.
So
So
so a lot of those, and to be clear, right? Like the thing I like about that I've liked about the Joy Toy, and Lawrence did a review on one of the ones because I got it like a couple days later, and the hip joint has the same issue. Like the hip ball joint there, it just falls out on that one. But it's the only one of that I had an issue with. And what I will say is that figure is from Joy Toy. It is part of their like annual like army builder sets, and they're the cheaper of them.
Yeah.
They're like the $20 figures, so they're not nearly as they just don't feel as quality as some of the bigger ones that I have that not bigger, but like the more individual characters. Like I have this one guy who I absolutely I fell in love with him when I saw his picture. This guy right here is like freaking awesome. Like the detail on this, like you don't get like, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't have any of like the Eagle Force and all that stuff, but like I don't feel like the articulation or the detail is the same as you get on, like just like his head sculpt. And I don't know if that carries through.
Not too well, but we can see the detail in his uniform and everything.
Yeah, so like there's just so much there that I don't see on a lot of the other,
Well, the Eagle Force and the Chicken Fried Toys are designed that way though, intentionally.
Right, to be more retro to like the old Joes, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with them. I'm not digging on them at all. I'm just saying like
that was Joy Toys' call to fame, was making a detailed, well-articulated 1/18 figure. That's
what I love about them.
Yeah, but they're also futuristic.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So that's a pseudo cyberpunk touch to it.
Yes.
That's what, like the two that I got, I looked for ones that were just more military style.
Yep, and they have those.
Yeah, that's what I got, where they had just like regular, ARs and stuff like that. So
yep.
The Acid Rain is where they start going out into the wild, so that's when it gets really.
But Acid Rain is a different brand, right?
It's technically them, but it's not technically them, I believe.
Really?
Well, there's two different things. There's two different things going on right now. Acid versus Beta is one thing, and Acid Rain is another. Acid versus Beta is a different line.
Acid Rain World is a 1/18 scale, like futuristic military mech type. They've got vehicles. Oh man, those are so cool looking.
Yeah, there you go. You're welcome.
Yeah, that fits in with some of those really cool. Oh man.
But like I was saying, I just don't care.
Who makes Acid Rain? Joy Toy? It's not Joy Toy. Who is it?
It's a Japanese company. I remember seeing them a while ago. Like I think the guy like came up with like a story and a book and stuff or something.
Yeah,
and
I remember seeing them a while ago too.
Yeah, I saw these, but man, now that I've held the Joy Toys and I'm looking at these, I'm going, oh, they've got this cool look. And that's the thing. The 1/18 has that's going back to like some of Punk's thing. I think Punk, you were saying it'd be very difficult to get 1/12 scale vehicles for a while, right? I think you were saying like it'd be difficult to be producing.
I've been big on that they're not going to work out, and I'm starting to look like a fool, but it's okay. That video still does well and makes me money, so.
Yeah, there's some really cool.
I think you're going to see it crash.
Yeah, at some point there's going to be a.
After this year, when people have 7 or 8 different 1/12 scale vehicles, they're going to be like the guys that have all the RC trucks at 1/10 scale. They're going to hang them on their wall and not be able to display them.
Yeah, but here's the other thing: is you have a bunch of people out there that have 1/6 scale vehicles.
Yeah, for sure.
For Joe, I'm just like, I don't know how you fit that shit.
At one time, I had 5 Hummers, 4 Jeeps, 2 helicopters, and several motorcycles that were all 1/6 scale. It was the whole bedroom, just those vehicles.
Hey Ed, I just sent you a link. Open it up on and share it on your screen. Like it's an Acid Rain.
IG
Instagram, or I could throw it. I'll send it in the private chat here.
I'm good. I can send it. Okay. I can bring it up here.
Yeah. So this is like, dude, these are so freaking cool looking, Aaron. Like you pulled me back into these again.
Sorry.
And this is very much so the ones that are like my favorite style from the Joy Toy style. Like they're the futuristic steampunk type, cyberpunk, whatever.
Now, Fadrid is right about the bigger feet, but
Acid Rain has bigger feet. Okay. Well, the cool thing the reason I got the Joy Toy was because I wanted to get a proper size, peg, slide in peg for the 1/18 scale figures. So if you scroll down on those and you click on like,
look at that Rover, man. That thing is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. If you scroll down, there's a character that's very reminiscent of the one that I was just looking at. He's like, scroll down a little bit further, you're going to see like a red motorcycle, and
Yeah.
then just below
Yeah.
that, there's the guy right in the middle, Noor or whatever his
This
name
guy?
is. Yeah,
Yep.
he's kind of like that blue guy, but with like this red style. He's so cool
Yep.
looking. Like I could get into these really heavy, and I could like seeing this. I could very much so, and I'm a budget buyer normally, where like, and I say that
Really?
as I buy like crazy craps of toys,
Yeah.
but
What do these
like,
ones run?
I don't know. I can't find them for sale.
Yeah.
Big Bad has them, I think.
Oh, do they?
Toy Alliance is the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Toys Alliance.
I need freaking
Look
Helidope.
at that
If
head on
Helidope
this
is here, if Helidope is here, they need to get Acid Rain on their site. And I might be unloading a massive amount of Joe's and Valaverse figures, which means I'll also have 2 plane helicopters coming next year to sell.
Oh, Dragonflies.
Yeah, the Dragonflies.
There are a lot of other quality lines that make 1/18 that are not Hasbro.
Oh, they do. They do have
That's what-
so Acid Rain has some stuff in there. They have some stuff that's on sale. Ooh, they got this. Oh man, check this out. You'll think this is cool, Ed. I'm sending it to you in the private chat. Open this up.
Okay.
And I'm not promoting Big Bad because I wouldn't typically buy from them if I didn't have to. Hint, hint, Helidope. Go get us Acid Rain access. Though I know they struggled to sell like the Warhammer stuff when they listed that. They didn't get too much traction on that, so it's hard to.
The Warhammer tends to be the hardcore guys, and usually they get it direct. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew I played Warhammer when I was a kid with a buddy of mine because he, used to do the 1/5 or whatever they were scale figures things back in the day.
You talking about this woolly mammoth looking thing?
Yeah.
Isn't that a bantha? Flock.
Bantha Poodoo. It does look like a bantha, except it's
Woo.
white.
Hello.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a bantha with Valaverse snow-covered Swiffer on it.
Oh.
It's got a
Snow
Valaverse
ghillie
ghillie suit.
Yes, the snow one.
Snow ghillie suit.
The snow
So the-
Swiffer.
So looking at the prices on the Acid Rain and knowing that Big Bad, marks their stuff up a little bit higher than most normally, or at least what I've seen on some things. I don't know if there's a set price model for these or not.
I believe it depends if they are instructed. Like if they're instructed, they have to keep it at a certain price. They do.
Okay.
If not, they throw that extra buck on it.
Okay. Well, like
Here's
the
a standard figure, $55.
yeah, which is in line with like what I would say the good Joy Toys are. The good Joy Toys are about
You say 55
44.
for 1/18 scale.
Yeah.
That's the only problem that I run into is that I'm getting such small plastic, and I'm paying that much more, and that's the hard part with the classified and Valve Action Force figures is that I get a 1/12 scale with a bunch of stuff, but it's like I'm paying to save space if I go with 1/18.
Did you complain when you were younger and you had to buy the small rubbers and you still paid the same price?
Dude, I've never had to. Remember, I've been married since I was 18.
Good for
Yeah.
you.
He's got
I
you
have a
there.
buddy that I skate with that has been with his high school sweetheart, and he's like 32 or 33 now. And I'm like, good for you. One
Yeah.
woman your whole entire life. High
Oh,
five.
I wouldn't say that, but we won't go into that. This is not
Look
Travis
at that.
Smiley fans.
That vehicle is only
Oh.
145.
But
I mean,
but how big is it actually?
It's 1/18th, right? So
Yeah.
the problem I have with that is that I can get how much was the actually I think I have 2 of those coming too from Joe.
The vamp was $99 plus shipping.
Yeah,
$99.
I got a vamp for $100 and it's so
It looks
hard
awesome.
because
Yeah, but I'm just saying this has 6 drones and
yes, it's that hard part when it's looking at the consumer value there, right? Like
That's
No, the
a
good-
lot.
The one thing is,
comparison
right,
value.
with this is something that you could have several of them on your shelf and
I
be able
know.
to set up a dial
See,
and actually
Yeah.
have a shelf.
I
space.
think I would have less of a problem paying $150 for that vehicle rather than $45 for a figure.
a Joy
that
Toy.
size.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. That vehicle was really cool. There's a bunch of those types of things, but man, I could totally get into that stuff.
Hey, Lawrence, this is Spaded One Dysentery, just so you know. Mick Dysentery.
Okay, well, I will never remember that by the
All
time
right.
Monday rolls around.
So,
So he'll
when
be
you see it,
stated one.
Mick
But yeah,
Dysentery.
now I see it.
Dysentery is a disease. You die of
I
dysentery.
know what it is, Apple.
All right, so it's Mick, like McDonald's dysentery. Oregon Trail. What the what?
Yeah, I may very well be unloading that whole corner of my office of toys.
Mayor just
It's gonna be
swell.
hard.
I'm waiting for the swelling to go down.
Did you
20 years, Largo. It works.
did you go to the doctor, or are you just saying it's twisted? I'm gonna lay and rest. and
What,
relax?
mine?
Yeah. Was someone else
No,
saying
I
ankle,
went to the urgent
walking
care.
down?
They looked at it. They x-rayed it. The doctor at the urgent care said that there was a break in the tibia, and then the radiologist double checked them and was like, no, there's not. So they called me today and let me know that it wasn't broken. So now
You may want to get another opinion on another doctor.
yeah, I don't have an issue with it. I mean, it doesn't feel.
You would know it if it was broken. Trust me.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
it wasn't always. But I mean, I
yeah,
understand.
I wouldn't have been able to walk on it very well if I'd snapped my tibia.
Yeah, your tibia, yes.
Yeah.
So
So what exactly were you doing? Because
What are you
just
talking about?
stepping down from a
Oh.
display. I was
Wait, you're
having to
stepping
turn
down from what?
sideways and I do what?
wait, stepping down from what?
A display.
At
We had a
work or-
riser, I guess, because it was like -2 on overnight on Sunday, and I guess the condensation inside the building froze on the windows, so all of our windows are about 12 to 16 inches up, had ice.
At work.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was trying to. Like, how big are your displays at home that you have to?
No. guys. No.
Yes, he
None
stepped
my
out of one of
displays-
his toy displays and broke his
So
ankle.
I was like, God damn, how big are those?
That
things?"
would be a feat. Yeah, no. But yeah, no. Just wasn't paying attention. That's what happens.
Yeah.
No, I definitely do get that. I mean, I think we've all been there before. Done something stupid.
Yeah, I almost knocked myself out the other day. I was doing something in the bathroom and cleaning like I, every Saturday, same spot I do every Saturday, and came up short and smacked my head on this thing that hangs off the bathroom wall, the old towels. Whack! Fucking dropped me right back down to my knees, man. I was like, whoa, shit.
At least you got
Nice.
hair to cushion that impact. When I
Yeah,
do it,
it's true.
it's
I
cut.
had a hat on too, luckily. So
When I was co-oping, I was 19 maybe, and I was doing tool and wire electrician work. But we'd build the test cells at the shop and then they'd remove them. Well, they'd have these big booms that would hang over. And I was walking backwards saying something to my boss, and he was like, and I turned around and big square, they're probably like 2 foot by 2, turned around, head right into it because it was perfectly head height. Knocked me fucking flat down. There's been very few times that I've actually been like knocked down where I wake up like, what happened? Even all the years of skateboarding, like that was one of them. Just knocked me straight down. But what you're saying about hitting your head, if you ever watch the Joe Room video, I almost will always bitch about smacking my head on the one vehicle. And finally, when I was in there doing the I think when I was doing the
Exactly how does one smack one's head at 5'2"?
that's exactly how low it is. That's the whole point. That is the whole point. How low it is. But no, I always keep hitting my head. It's like watching Tool Time. Every time you go downstairs, you smack his head. But when I was doing that Delta 7, the Delta 17 video, I hit my head. I'm like, fuck this. So I went and cut it. I'm like, I ain't doing this again. Like, I'm not hitting my head on this stupid thing again. And you think you know where it's at. I hit my head so many damn times.
it's
on
pretty
it, but-
sad. when you're a midget and you still hit your head, Lawrence.
Well, things fly at different heights too. Some have to be a little bit lower. Actually,
Man, this acid rain's gonna kill me.
you don't
I'm a
have
bad
to.
Good
buy
job,
it.
Aaron. Good job, Aaron.
What do you mean I don't have to? What are you saying? You're saying I don't have to?
I was.
Why he's scratching his beard? He's itching.
I'm pretty
Look
sure
at
I
the itch,
need.
man.
Pretty
The
sure I
toy
need 'em.
addiction is kicking in full.
He's gonna break out in hives in a minute.
Yeah.
Do you still have that link open, Ed? Because I want you to open up this one real quick. If you
The one that you
can.
sent the private chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna send another one because it should link you right to the product.
All
I
right,
don't know if it'll open it to the image that I'm looking at, which has got me like going, "Oh man, this is so cool looking."
Travis, where's Largo's playlist?
Just open up the Hanson original album, Bop, Bada Bum Bump Boom
That's your
Bop or
whole
something.
thing? That's what you're going with?
That one doesn't make the list. It doesn't. I hated that.
Just because you look like you
Sure.
could be a Hanson brother doesn't mean that you need to like Hanson.
Back in the day,
Sure,
man.
It doesn't make the list, Travis. Yeah.
Back in the day, nah, dude. There'd be some Dylan Scott on that list, some Non-Point Disturbed.
Yeah.
there'd be-
Bop.
there would be an NSYNC song. I'd have to bye.
That's
Everyone.
not
Little
in
Debbie
sync,
Gibson.
really.
This one, Travis.
Yeah, click into there. Look at like the fourth picture in there. Just like check it out, man. Like, hold on. Keep going.
Oh, so this trailer attaches right to that.
Yeah, it tries to one of the other vehicles. But if you hit over, look at not that one, but look at the next one. Or not that one, sorry, one more. Like, look at the gun racks and just like all of that stuff, man.
Oh man,
Again,
Lot of
I know I
modules,
don't
yeah.
need it. I don't
that's
need it
some
at
pretty
all.
sweet ass shit, though, man. Look at that
Yeah.
awesome
Dude,
stuff.
hey, Woogie there.
Who are you
Travis,
talking to?
Woogie, you ever see something about Mary?
Yeah.
When Woogie starts fucking freaking out, what's up,
They're
Travis?
scratching it. Yeah.
Is Mary around you or something? And you're like,
You don't know what that means, dude? Have you watched the Chappelle Show?
no, I don't.
Oh, dude, go back and watch the Chappelle Show from the early 2000s, dude. He's got his crackhead character, and
Yeah.
every time he's like, "So," he's like, "You got some stuff? You got some stuff, man?" Like,
Yep.
it's your
Lawrence
feeding,
is,
man.
Lawrence is straight edge. She doesn't know about that stuff.
You can still laugh about
Those are 1/18 scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
118
That's
wallet
so
breakers, as I like to call
Yeah.
them.
it. Yeah, those would hurt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Those
Matthew,
those vehicles
Hard.
are awesome, though, man.
Well, that's the
Oh, yeah.
thing is like the characters are good, the detail on them is really good, and they get you with those vehicles because you got some really cool vehicles, and like all the shelving that I have in here, I could display so much stuff without stepping on its toes. But yeah,
What I can say about those vehicles is like they could fit with the Joe stuff.
Yeah.
They look like they could be in like for Aliens or Predator. They look sci-fi-ish, but not like too out. I mean, I think those vehicles
not
are amazing.
Cosmic Legion dish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, they're also not going to fit that size.
No, I'm just
Oh,
saying, yeah.
they have some figures that they're slightly more, in that vein of
Okay.
weird and wacky.
Got, like the blob dude with the big head and whatever his name is.
But no, the vehicles, like I said, I would justify spending $150 on a vehicle like that over $45 for one
Absolutely.
figure.
That's the hard
So
part.
20
You get the good, but you get the bad. Like,
Yeah. But again, for them, if you think about it, they know there's still a lot of, Joe,
Planet
1/18
Green
scale
Valley.
collectors. And
You looking that up,
if you can
Travis?
fit O-ring and 4-inch figures in it, great.
Well,
I know what the Chappelle Show is. I just never watched it.
the other guy sitting next to Lawrence has never seen Forrest Gump, so let's not get too bad
Yeah,
on
let's
Lawrence.
not even.
and Star Wars is a copy off Spaceballs.
Yes.
We've got to just call that out.
What's up, Nolan?
Okay.
Oh, they got Planet Green Valley on Big Bad also.
All right, send me a link so we can bring that up and see this.
BBTS is everything. I mean,
Yeah, this is true.
Eh.
if it's
They
toy,
do.
they're pretty much going to have it.
Oh, Punk, actually, you should get me your code on that Big Bad stuff because I'm about to.
I don't have
purchase.
one. Only EE.
Oh,
Yeah, BBTS does not do that.
BBTS doesn't do affiliate codes.
Damn, dude, that sucks because I've got like a $300, $400 Proxys order I'm about
Yeah.
to place too.
I think you
You're
have
buying
to be,
Poxus now too? Jesus.
So I started seeing all the pictures because they announced that they got it in today, and I want that big blue dude, and I want the.
So buy
I
the
want
big
the,
blue
like-
dude.
Well, that's what I'm not going all in, but
Oh,
there's like
I thought you were
there's- I
saying you're
guess-
going all in on Poxus. too.
No, well, I did reach out to Helidope and I messaged them and I said, hey, do you have any all-ins on the Poxus order that I can get through you guys? And they said that they didn't get in on that one early enough. I sent you a link, Ed, for this
Okay.
other stuff.
Yeah, I got the big blue dragon. I've got race 3, whatever it is, race hailer, and then I've got the Poxus himself. That's all I got out of that wave.
Travis, did you see the screen? Zazel said something. Not Zazel, but Sir Clifton.
Oh, I would love it. I would
You know,
love
it
it.
only took him what, 30 years to make History of the World Part 2.
Yeah, right.
So,
there were rumors many years ago that they were going to do Spaceballs 3: The Search for 2, which would have been amazing. Like just
yeah, exactly.
just the idea of that they're searching for 2, and then you know they would already have 2 probably ready to come out. But unfortunately, the thing with Spaceballs, you know, two of the main people are dead.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, these are typical
yeah.
military dudes. Not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they would fit in line with the Joy Toys that
Yeah.
that you can get in like the
I wouldn't pay
generic
$60
Argo
for these guys.
Ooh.
Though.
No. I mean, they
no.
look good.
Yeah.
They look good, but I'm not paying $60 for them.
They look like a small Valaverse figure is what they look like.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
they've got the
saying.
same articulation as the Joy Toy, and they're $15 more.
If I'm going to go with this type of figure, a basic military figure, I'm going to go with a 1/12 scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, it's great for people that don't want to get into, 1/12. They just want
Right.
to.
It's nice for the people that don't want to go to the
Yeah,
larger
but
scale.
I,
sure.
I still think a 60. I mean,
No, you're 100% right.
what 1/12 scales are you spending 60 or more for? Mezco,
I haven't. Well,
you know.
I
Yeah,
have on Mythic Legions and Cosmics, but only they're bigger, they're larger body scale ones.
Yeah, but not standard figures. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Right. So
What's
I
up,
was
Brad?
gonna, so I was gonna order. I'm trying to find them right now on the. Oh, here it is. So the one I wanted to order, Aaron, was Arakorgor, the blue
Yeah,
Uh,
dinosaur looking
The blue
thing,
dragon. Yeah. big
and then
blue
I
dragon.
wanted the green guy, the Azaharzar.
Yeah.
He's got like he's just like the green glowing
He's
living
demon.
wizard.
Green
Yeah, that
demonish looking one. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked cool. Him, and I'd considered getting the Theranog figure just because I thought the orc looking thing was cool. They do a good job with their green characters from the looks of it.
They do.
I mean, they do good with just. I like the Mythic Legions figures. I really do. I just find their articulation to be a little left to be desired.
Well, that'll be fixed after the Valiant Knight stuff comes out because they've done a lot of work with those. What they're going to be able to do with those joints.
Really,
I have not looked at any. I know people said that they're changing their articulation so it's better.
Yep.
I
They'll
haven't
be
looked at it. What did they change on it? Just so you get.
They have more range of motion in the shoulders and more range of motion, and so that the guy can hold a two-handed sword.
They
Okay.
basically increased
Which
the
is-
size of the cut in the joint, so it
Yeah.
still doesn't interrupt the sculpt, but it gives them more range.
So no.
What
double
about-
joints. They're just the
No
single
double joints,
right?
no.
but they don't have like ab crunches either. They also don't have like that swivel ab either in most of them, do they?
No, I'd have to take the body off, but I don't think so. I think it's all
Yeah.
solid.
That's the only. That's like that, and the not having a double knee joint in most of them that I saw tend to be my only thing. But
Well,
they're
you're not-
so
There's
detailed.
no Mythics that have double knee joints. They don't have double knees. They have single.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Their design doesn't have that.
With the
Well,
Valiant
that-
Knight, though, he can kneel down and actually sit
Yeah.
Indian style. So
Yeah.
Huh.
they did something to his knees and his hips too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've got tons of the figures I got when they were on sale at the end of the year, and then I just ordered a bunch of stuff from. Last night I ordered. I sent you the picture, Ed, for for whatever it was there. I ended up
Just
ordering.
a couple of things.
Yeah, that's what it was. There's quite a bit there.
Crazy.
Yeah, I ended up ordering the Necronomicus Sir whatever, the bigger, larger
Sir
orc
Boyne.
scale one. Yeah, then I also got the Sir Gideon, the Sir Elijah, Sir Aladric. I also
I
Right.
might
These are
actually
all
give
down
up
on the,
give up my
right.
Ramen Racer for that 118 scale military vehicle though. That one.
Yeah.
Damn.
What was that, Aaron?
Sorry, Aaron.
No, just you're going in and all in on the knights.
I didn't go all in. I just grabbed whatever I thought. So the only things I don't really like are the I'm not a big skeletons guy. So if I, like as long as they're
No,
not
I'm-
big, as
You
long
and
as
me
they're
are
not
on
the
the same
skeleton ones.
wavelength where that goes. You give me a
And I don't
skeleton,
ca-
I'm just gonna yawn at it. I'm gonna let
Yeah, and I don't care. I don't care so much for the what are they? The bug looking things. Like I'm not a huge fan of those. Like the main guy from this last one that they just got coming in, I wasn't a huge fan on it. But I got a lot of stuff off of All Star 6 and stuff that they still had available on Helidope.
Yeah, Baradoc's the one that I want out of that one most. I got him.
The only thing that I'm looking at the Four Horsemen on is that like that blue dinosaur looking thing.
Yeah.
Whatever it looks like, the dragon looking thing.
Yep.
It's basically the cosmic looking character too, right? It almost looks like the same head sculpt.
Yeah, it's the same one as Cosmic's Wave 3 guy. Yeah. Just a different color. And
Yeah.
a little bit different armor.
Scourge or whatever,
But
right?
Yeah. The Scourge
Yeah.
is the Whiplash tribute, and the other one is just a Blue Dragon.
Okay. That was the only thing. Is like I
Yes.
feel like I'm starting to see a little bit of recycled stuff from one to
There's-
the other, and it's making
there's
me
a little
wonder
bit of
if I
recycling going on between Cosmic and Mythic now.
it's making me wonder if I want to move away from the cosmic and just stick with the mythic ones, but I don't know.
You'll see some of that. There's going to be a lot of differentiation, but I think that one in that case is, they're intentional with that one because they wanted it to be the Whiplash tribute.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Some of the ones that you're used to have also been for like con exclusives and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Man, the acid rain stuff though.
yeah, it's awesome stuff. Thanks, Aaron.
There was another one in the comments somebody said too. They said it's a new one. I missed that. I think Fat Red.
Yeah, Fat Red Food said it. Let me see if I can find it. The hell did he call that?
Oh, Cobweb's right. I did spend more than $60 on a 112 figure because I bought Dark Wolf.
Boris Ping.
Okay. Where's that? Boris Payne. Okay. Well, let's just check right on here. See if Big Bad has it.
I mean, like the Eagle Force are $26 on BBTS, and that's about
That to me
my
is-
my limit for a 118 scale. figure.
That's where I'm kind of at. Like, but is Joy Toys like to me like a preferred price would be around that amount if I could.
How
if I
are
could
the
get
Eagle
this one.
Force figures?
They're great. They're just like they're a little bit better than the Joe, the vintage or
Okay.
whatever the 4-inch Joes were called.
The modern ones.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
modern ones.
'Cause I've looked at them at one of my toy stores, and I thought about getting it, and I'm just like, you're just always like, eh. I like picking up the Joe stuff, but do I want to really go down another line of 118 stuff? And
I'm gonna get the Eagle Force 40th anniversary Eagle Force figures, the ones that are actual modern days
Yeah.
upgrades from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
original
the-
13.
They're the goldish.
Oh,
gold.
yeah.
I love, man. what show were we just talking about that on? Like, I love those figures.
Oh, I had a ton of them, dude.
What's
Who's
So
that?
there's originally 13 figures in that line, good guys and bad guys. So I'm gonna get those 13 figures and maybe
Who
a
was
couple.
saying they hated it because they fall out of their pocket and go right in the snow and they lose
Yeah,
them?
who the hell was telling us that?
Damn it! Who was that?
Who are we? What line are we talking about?
The original
The
Eagle
original
Force
Eagle
were these
Force.
Oh,
small, like what 2-inch?
They were like 2
metal
3/4.
figures? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they were weapons. If you chucked them at like someone, you were gonna hurt them if you. Hit
Oh
them.
yeah, they were
they're-
solid die cast except for the head.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're die cast for the most part.
Yeah.
oh,
Who the- God, who was that?
painters.
I can't remember, but that was a funny conversation we had about that. They'd fall out of his pocket and get buried in the snow because they'd
Yeah.
fall through the snow instead of sitting on top like a GI Joe figure.
God damn it.
They've got a little Jeep car. It looks like reminds me of the Jurassic Park car for Acid Rain, which is only like $40 right now. Yeah, it's 47.
Send the chat.
I
Send
just
the
sent
link,
the
I mean.
private on it. Yeah. I just added it to my cart. I'm not buying
that-
it, just adding it.
That does look like the Jurassic
Damn.
Park Jeep.
These are so cool looking, man.
That's not a bad price at all.
Well, like here's the thing, right? I've got this little box right here.
Hold on.
Yep, I'll show you after. You can take a look at that.
It's just 2 pictures anyway.
I like the kind of coloration is kind of different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Looks like it should be in Jurassic Park.
that's what we said. It looks just like the Jurassic Park Jeep.
That's exactly what I said. It looks like the Jurassic Park Jeep.
Man, it does nothing
right.
for me.
What do you got, Travis?
Also looks like it's Lego.
Okay. Hold on a second before you can keep talking. I'm just getting it ready so I can show it off appropriately. So they've got these like army builder type ones too, which
Yeah.
were a little different. They're like zombie ones,
That
but
looks like Tunnel Rat.
like they've got this, or that one wasn't the zombie, but then they have like these zombie apocalypse looking ones.
Yeah.
Now, what is this? Joy Toy?
These are all Joy Toys. Yeah, these are all the Joy Toys that I have. So what I was getting at is I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I've
Now,
got 16 Joy Toy figures
just in
right
case
here.
anybody ever wondered, Travis can count to 16.
So I've got 16 Joy Toy figures right here, right? And the key is like they're not in there nicely, right? But they're all just laid in there. This little tiny box.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
This is very tiny. This box is like 6.5 inches by 6.5
Probably 6.5 by 4.5 by 2.
inches. Yep. And then I got this one, which is a really cool one.
What is that?
Fancy. Fancy.
Did you just show us a box to show how many figures you could fit into? How many 118 figures you could fit into a box?
Yeah.
No,
Because we grew up with 80s toys. We know.
what I was trying to show is like the reason I like these is because like the real estate in which you take it up. I mean, like it's so much. Like you're taking up so much space with all my like it just takes.
I'm
up so
building
much
a 1/18 Dio right now, and the whole Dio is a remake of the Eagle Force Island playset. And that Dio is smaller than my 1-room Dio for 1/6 scale.
I like how much space that takes up, but I'm looking at Big Bad on here, and you got me on large screen still, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Ed.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
We just love seeing your cute face because you're adorable.
Thanks. Appreciate that. But there's I've got that vehicle in my cart, and I've got 4 figures, and it's at $241.
Yeah. Damn, that hurts.
That's a lot of money, man. Like,
Yeah.
granted, I'm getting a $50 vehicle, but the vehicle's the cheapest thing.
Yeah, that's pretty sad when the vehicle actually costs less than the figures do.
I don't know. You guys keep talking about how big, the dials are for, the 1/12 figures and vehicles, but the one that I have is like 7.5 feet long and it's off a 1/18 scale.
Are you talking about that goddamn boat?
It's
I got a couple of fucking shipwrecks to go with it too. Yeah, shut up.
What year did that come out?
What's up, Kenzo?
85.
Yeah, so I was 1 year old, man.
Yeah, and I was playing with so many shipwrecks I didn't know what to do with.
And I was still shitting myself, so I mean, it's like kind of how it was.
Lawrence was playing with his semen.
What year were you born?
Yeah, look, you were playing with your semen.
Wait
I
a
was
minute.
shitting
Wait. We
myself.
got to go back. What year did you say you were born, Travis?
84.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I was
Last
like,
time the Tigers won the World Series.
I'm just leaving that down there. I was like, nah, I'm not touching.
Damn.
He's the youngster.
1984, I was
I'll be
getting ready
40
to go
I'll be
freshman
40.
year of high school. Jesus.
So, does anyone follow Nat Top Goon?
Yes.
I don't watch him all the time, but I see his stuff.
You
I
see
don't
how
watch him
young-
on YouTube, but I follow him on Instagram.
He's like 22 or 23 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
know
so
that.
weird to see like someone that young. But Bobby B is like 30, which I
Yeah.
find that like 30.
Bobby
I
B?
mean,
Or
yeah.
is that the guy you had on a few weeks ago for your
Yeah. Beast
show?
Battleground.
These battlegrounds.
Okay, yeah, he's the guy you're feuding with. Yep, I like him. I like him a
No,
lot
not
better than
really.
you, Lawrence.
Have a go on Thanos.
Everyone does. That's why he gets so many views on his reviews.
Maybe you need to learn how to talk like him, Lawrence. Maybe people wouldn't think you're just this little dude.
Dude, if I could talk like that, I'd be on the fucking radio. Hi, I'm Punk Toys. Today we're gonna talk about, dude. Like, I swear I thought he was like 65 and just smoked cigarettes, smoked Marlboros, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm 29 years old." Like, what?
I think for one of your videos, you should change up your intro just to throw people off. Because you're always like, "Hi, welcome to A Punk with Toys. I'm Lawrence." You should just like switch it up.
I'm a toy with punks.
Yeah. Just to see how many people notice.
Man, these are freaking cool.
I can do lots of things.
These are really cool.
I've been trying to think of some other stuff that not so much stuff, just things that I can cut out. Or there's one thing that I watched and they're like, "Stop doing this," and I was like, "Yeah, that kind of makes sense."
What was that?
Just like when you get to the end of the video, so like stop pushing all your social medias,
Yeah.
because then people go away. Get
Yep.
to the end, say, "Hey, you know what? Check out this video right here." Then it shows up, because once you start going in all your social medias, which let's be honest, no one really gives a shit.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I can see you, Travis. You don't have to call me. I didn't even look, and I know it's you.
Dude, you've been no selling me in all your streams, dude. Been hurting me, man. This is gonna be my thing. All you gotta do is be like, "Oh, there's Travis." It was gonna be my thing, Lawrence. It was gonna be my thing. I was gonna get everybody's
In case
phone numbers,
anybody
and then I was just gonna do
wonders,
it.
Travis is starved for attention. Okay. His wife keeps him locked in the basement. And he needs some love.
Damn, these are so cool. I'm gonna get screwed.
So how many are you gonna get, Travis? You going with
Well,
that or Proctus?
I got a lot of cosmics coming, or I got a lot of those other ones coming. A lot of the ones that I really like are in the pre-order state right now for Acid Rain.
Ah,
And unless there's a reason to buy a pre-order, I don't see the reason in pre-ordering. Like,
So,
Yeah.
I don't see the point.
so just for Cap there, last night I was messing around and I did add a picture of Roman. You can't see it on ours, but so now if like when you click down, because there's little icons, I had a little picture of Roman. You can't see it. You got to be on my stream. Because it just
Okay.
comes over to me that it's Roman, because that's what I labeled it as.
Which ones can I afford to not
Got it.
get? I think she's gonna get the boot.
No, I honestly, Ed, that's I need to start. I need to start talking to some people again about. Hey, what don't you like on stream? What do you like? Can you think of anything I should change, like I was for a while?
Oh, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your intro. I was just
No. Like I said, I mean, again,
it's
Told
just
you
good to switch
before, I
things up
wanted-
once in a while. Keeps things fresh.
no, and that's exactly it. I mean, that's exactly it.
Travis, my job is not to make you more anxious. I'm just saying.
No, I just ordered. It's fine.
What did you get, Travis? What did you
You guys
get?
want to see?
Yeah, we want to
Can
see
I-
what you got.
Can I present?
Hopefully, I'm not getting a nasty gram from your wife at some point soon.
She's in
No.
Texas right now, so she won't know for a couple of days.
Okay, let me see if I can not dox myself here at the same time. Let me.
Yeah.
Let me.
Don't be Oz. Never be an
so-
Oz.
Okay, so I ordered this guy here. This guy.
Did you order that
This
newer,
guy.
whatever his name is?
I didn't get that guy. He's a pre-order right now.
So you got all in stocks.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I guess I didn't present properly. Okay. Hold on. So I got this one.
Ooh.
Oh, that
Very
guy's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah. So I got him. He looks freaking cool. I don't know what he comes with.
So wait, go back to the screen that shows where they like his gear setup. I think that was back a couple right there. So that's his rifle. Now go to the next screen.
Yep. So I think
He's
he comes
got
with like the removable head helmet thing there.
Yeah, he's got a helmet, and then he's got a balaclava head, a backpack, and then some kind of arm pouch or something that's removable.
But like that mech looks cool right there. That's something
that
I keep
mech
an
is
eye out
badass
for.
looking.
Yeah, like got a couple army guys with him, a couple builders. So I guess this
Yeah.
is Nelson. Is his name maybe?
Yep, must be Nelson.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. He's got a boonie hat
Yeah.
too.
And then this one, I got this 2-pack here.
Ooh.
Well, that's not
Pretty
bad for a 2-pack for 75.
Well, no,
bucks.
it cuts it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, I grabbed that one. And what I really like, and so this is something one of those new lines has.
The
There's that,
modular guns.
yeah. Did you see that the other day, Payne?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on Instagram, I didn't get it. I didn't back that line at all. But the guns and weapons, I was like, that's really cool because it's like a modular. You know me and my Hexastack and modularity. So the whole idea of being able
I
to
saw
plug
that
and
too. It's
play
pretty
things.
badass looking, but I didn't
Yeah.
back that line either.
So I think this is cool. You can add the scope, you can take the barrel off, that type of thing. Looks kind of cool. Comes with him too.
That guy's pretty cool looking.
Yeah. But he
Got a
looks like
belt
maybe
feet-
he's got like a weird
Belt feet
feet.
gun,
Looks like he's got like almost like
like robotic claw feet or something.
animal feet. Like maybe they both do.
In that picture, it doesn't look so strange. Maybe
Yeah,
it's just
and
the angle.
I think both of them had that same type of foot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So those are those guys right there. I thought they looked cool. They must be in this whole like whatever you guys call that from Star Wars or
Mantha
Spaceballs.
Rider.
Whatever it's called.
Mantha?
Yeah.
Those must be the nomadic people.
And then I got this guy because I think he
That's cool.
goes.
He's got a gas mask on too. That's awesome.
Yep. So I think this guy goes with them. I think.
Ooh.
Oh, he's
Nice.
pretty cool too. Damn.
So the 118 stuff, have you got any of the Boss Fight Studio stuff?
No.
Have you even looked at any of it?
Nope. But like these guys look cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Why you trying to get me to spend more money, dude?
Boss Fight Studio is actually cheaper, but I don't think they do I don't think they have any military.
Yeah, they don't really have
They
military.
got a lot of zombie stuff.
And then I grabbed this
think
guy.
there's Zorro figure just to see how it is.
I
Did
basically
you get
went
it
with
yet,
the.
Lawrence?
What?
The Zorro figure.
Oh, it is an older one. I did a review on it like last year.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. I remember now.
I just wanted to see how one is.
Yeah.
I think they're really good. I actually totally forgot about it. I should have compared that with when I did the
Toy.
So I snagged this, dude. You said boss fight?
Yeah, Boss
Yeah.
Fight Marauders has a great military line.
So I only know these because of the wrestling guys they have on there.
Yeah.
What's the price of the Marauders?
I have no idea.
They vary depending on how you want to set it up. You probably want Vitruvian hacks.
Yeah.
I think Boss Fight makes some really good product.
Looks like all they got is skeletons right now. It's the skeletons and the scorpion dudes or whatever they are.
Are these 118?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
They should be.
yeah.
Boss
they're
Fight has
just-
Vitruvian Hacks, which is 1/18th, and Epic Hacks, which is 1/12th.
Yeah, they're just starting it in the 112.
Yep.
So I know they have the skeletons out. I think that's the only thing that they have out now that's available. But that
Right.
new Red Sonja, I did pre-order that because I have issues.
So this is kind of like their
Yes.
mythic version, like their that type of thing in like a 4-inch scale.
Yeah. It's kind of like a zombie skeleton monster type line.
Yeah. But yeah, they do a lot of zombie stuff. But they have Zorro. They have God, who is it? The Phantom.
Yeah. They did Flash Gordon too, didn't
Flash
they?
Gordon, that was something I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of. So, but they haven't done any military, which is kind of
No.
odd.
Yeah, they did that whole pulp series that they did with the
Yeah. But I mean, you and I were looking at their 112 scale figures at
Yeah.
PowerCon, and just like
Oh,
those
yeah.
look really good.
Yep.
So I will likely be getting this one because I think she looks pretty badass. These are all pre-order ones though.
This is back
Ooh.
to your
Damn,
Who's
my
the-
gum.
Acid Rain.
Bigger than her.
Acid Rain, yeah.
See, I don't like the way that looks. Like, first off, the gun is just too big. Or maybe that's what it's supposed to look like. Her arm there. So the arm where she's pulling it out of the holster.
Right there.
Um,
I think it was
Yeah.
back.
it looks weird.
There. Yeah. Yeah, her forearm looks long.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I don't. There's just too much there. It makes it look too bulky. What it reminds me of is what is that Tom Cruise movie where he keeps dying and then he comes back and has to make it a little bit further?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow,
Yeah, I think Edge of Tomorrow, which
Yeah,
is
that
really
sounds
good.
all right.
Again, another Tom Cruise movie that's really good.
Tom Cruise.
Yep. I want this guy right here.
You just want the bike.
That too. Yeah, that's definite.
I love the fact he's got a soft goods poncho on. That's pretty badass.
But then there's this thing, which is I think the one you looked at already, Ed.
Yeah.
But there's this too. Check this out.
What the hell is that thing?
It's a mech with wheels.
It's a mech with wheels, and then I think it like transforms. I think it like
Yeah.
transforms down into that.
Into a vehicle.
And I hate Transformers, so that's like the only thing. But like, imagine getting that kick-ass vehicle. Like that just looks so cool, and that takes up like maybe the space of my keyboard.
That thing reminds me of like the those things they used in Armageddon that they were driving on the
Yeah.
Comet,
Yeah,
or the Rhino, or whatever the hell they were called. That's what that
Yeah.
reminds me of.
Armageddon. What a bad movie.
Shut your mouth. Armageddon was a decent flick.
This is my favorite guy so far that I've seen of all the things they have. I just think he looks cool. He is a definite get when they. When they
Is
have
it
him in
newer
stock.
or never? I wonder.
Yeah,
how
that's what I was trying to figure out if that was supposed to be a U or a V.
So this is the RV6 and this is the RV7B. I don't know what the difference is really, other than the color.
Bring that.
They seem to
7B
be
up.
the same. Is this the one you looked at earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's pretty much the same.
So go back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a different color. That's all.
I think it's just a different color.
But that's cool that it encloses in the back and shit, dude. That is awesome.
And it has all those extra drones too.
Yeah. Damn.
Got all the weapon storage there. Open up top. It's got a top, bottom, middle. So
I bet you
cool.
we can
Yeah.
make one of those.
Well, that's
How
the other
much-
thing. Is with the 118, I feel like the 3D printability is even easier
Oh
too.
yeah, for sure.
How much room is really in the back of that? It looks like two figures can actually stand in it. It doesn't
This
look
one?
like there's. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's really that much room in the back.
I don't know.
So, I mean,
they
you
got
gotta
guys
figure.
coming out and there's
Looks
two
like you
gotta-
could probably sit 3 or 4 guys on the bench here.
Yeah, probably put 2 in this little cabin right here.
I'm
Actually,
talking about like the trailer. I don't know. It looks kind of small.
can they do like a buy one get 2 free type of thing? Because then I would totally be in on this.
Yeah, I
And like
don't
even
think-
her, she looks kick ass.
You know, the other place you might look for these, Travis, is Ami Ami or Hobby Night Japan.
Yeah.
I don't know any of those sites. I'll have to look them up.
What does Entertainment Earth have any?
No, hell no. This is import.
What are you
What's
looking
it
up
called?
now?
I'm looking up Acid Rain over on Entertainment Earth.
Oh,
And they got a lot of Joy Toy.
They do sell Acid Rain on there because they have the Nelson character that I wanted to get, but he's sold out right now.
he
He's
sold
actually
out. They
sold out.
probably haven't received theirs yet.
Yeah, but it's $64.99 there, and I think I
Yeah.
got it from here for $54.
There you go.
So, yeah. Yeah, but I think I get him. I'll probably get this Buck Silencer character. And I'll probably get her. I'll probably hold off on this 2-pack. That's a little expensive, and these look more like Bushido type ninja
Yeah, those
stuff that I'm
definitely
not really
kind of
big into.
samurais.
Yeah.
I like that color scheme though with the dark gray and the maroon. That looks pretty badass.
Yeah, I kind of want this too.
Yeah, slick.
It's that I kind of have something like this, which is on the.
Somebody needs to scream Canada. Canada!
Russell, I'm wondering if your wife or girlfriend says the same thing.
That's not very nice, Larry.
I know. Just asking, man.
Because the one I just got, I don't know what it's called, but
Well, you got a bike? Is that what you're saying?
it's kind of like a bike. I just trying to remember. This one right here. This is that guy that I just showed you guys on my screen when I had him on camera when I was put in the box.
Oh,
He comes with this. He comes with this bike looking transformer type thing.
Weird.
Transforms into that robot.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's weird.
but I hate transformers, so it's just a bike.
Yeah,
But that's the
Like-
character that I showed you.
like it has a speeder bike type thing. That's pretty cool. But
Yeah. So I ordered I recently ordered because I wanted to see the Warhammer. So I bought it from Amazon. It's not supposed to be here for a while longer.
there's your answer, Lawrence. No girlfriend.
Man.
That's why you can afford toys.
Exactly. That's how we all afford toys, right?
I don't have a girlfriend. I just have my wife.
No girlfriends, exactly.
My wife's my sugar mama now.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, I am going to go to bed. I need to get some rest.
All right, Aaron.
Yeah, I'll have a good one.
Feel better.
Take it easy.
Rest
Good
up
luck with
that leg,
your foot, man.
brother. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Later.
Take care.
I just ordered this guy right here off of Amazon to try him out.
This is what?
I think this is him. Yeah.
This is
This is a
Warhammer,
pre-order.
right?
Yeah, this is Warhammer 40K. Yeah, I ordered him. I didn't know it was a pre-order, but that explains why he wasn't going to be in until the end of the month, early next month. I didn't realize it was a pre-order, but he was cheaper. So I wanted to get him at a cheaper price. Explains why
They
it
don't
was
look
like
very
a few weeks
posable,
away. So that's what I wanted to check it out because I wanted to get on the cheaper side. And I actually got him for like $29. He was on sale as a pre-order, and he had like a coupon of like 5% off or something. So I actually got him for under 28. So I wanted to try it out and see the Warhammer ones because I was asking Hella Dope if they could start to stock them or get them, but I want to see how much different they are in
I mean, it
comparison
looks
to
a
the.
little bit posable, but not very much. It just looks too bulky.
That's what I'm thinking. So I wanted to check it out though. Figured I get the cheapest one I could possibly find.
Yeah, for sure. We're checking out, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So speaking of speeder bikes,
Oh,
Is
I
that
just
the
saw that
logo?
getting I just saw that getting reviewed on 3POA earlier. I didn't really hear much of it.
Oh,
Is that the
I
Lobo
don't-
set?
Yeah, my buddy dropped it off and asked if I want to. He asked if I want to review this,
That's awesome.
and then he dropped off the Storm collectible Lobo, so I could compare them.
Nice. I love Lobo as a character.
Yeah,
That
that's
bike
good.
doesn't look too bad though. The one that McFarlane actually did doesn't look too bad, but
It's not even out of the plastic yet. So
I have 4 of
I
the
don't think it's bad at
Batman
all.
ones. I have like 4 of the Batman ones that when they went on clearance, I saw a lot of people doing like custom GI Joe Cobra like bikes out of it. It's kind
which
of like
bike? Which bikes did you
Oh
get?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
they were like heavy clearance on Amazon, and I think I got them for like $8 a pop on Amazon.
Here's the one with like the
The one with the bones?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Nope,
got that.
I didn't get the one with the bones.
Oh, I got the one with the
Oh.
bones. Yeah.
McFarlane. It's like the only things in McFarlane that I thought were like cool that I actually buy. Trying to find it right now online.
Take care, Cap. We'll see you
Oh,
tomorrow.
this is what it is. I'll share my screen here. It's probably like a really hard to view, but it's this one.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know which one that one
The
is. Yeah.
Batman bike
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got that one, and then I ended up getting another one at some point.
This is the one that I got.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one that was like there was so many of them.
Yeah. I got this at PowerCon from Helidope. They had it for a pretty good price. So
Oh yeah, I got 3 of those for I got 3 of them for $11.99 off Amazon because I was
Wow.
like, oh, those would be really cool if like you took the and I saw there's this guy named Greg or something on YouTube. I don't know his stream. I think maybe you, Lawrence, maybe recently watched him or mentioned something about him. Or one of the streams I watched recently mentioned this guy named Greg who does like he has got like a garage shop where he does customizations and stuff. He does like Saturday or Sunday morning like toy hunts with some dudes and stuff, and he chats with them at like a coffee shop or something normally. But I thought it was you, Lawrence, that talked about him the other day. Might have been somebody
The only
else.
Greg I know is one that dropped off.
Oh.
This year to review.
yeah, so that's those bikes are. I mean, you can see on that guy, right? That guy is like a true 6 scale or 6-inch figure, and he's small on this bike.
Yeah, I think people want them for like a lot of people putting
Ghost Rider and shit on there.
Zartan,
Zartan, yeah.
or as Bobby B says, Zartan.
Zartan,
Well,
yes.
So I don't know what stream it was, but somebody mentioned, maybe it was on like the Saturday night stream or something, but somebody mentioned Greg Cook. He does stuff on YouTube. He's got some good customization videos and stuff, and he did a customization of that bike that I saw. And when I saw it drop down to like $11.99, I was like, I'm going to grab a few of these. And at some point, I bought these probably last December, January.
They'd be
something
good
like that.
for like if you could make one into like a post-apocalyptic thing for like Monster Force or something. That'd be
Well, I've seen a lot of Cosmic Legions. I saw them
that
use them for the
right?
Cosmics.
Cosmic Legions. Yep.
Yeah, they look good with the Cosmic Legions, and like there's a person who did some really cool work with the they did them in blue. So like they popped the gray plastics off and they did them in blue. And they looked really good for the Joes. And they must have done them with one of the Army Builder Joes, and they had them on there and they look cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Monster Force, can we get some figures already?
They're not
Sorry.
supposed. The first one wasn't supposed to drop until the end of the first quarter of the year. So I mean,
Well, not
I guess
originally.
time.
Originally, it was supposed to be, I thought, before the new year, wasn't it?
no, it's always been
thought it
first
was.
quarter, end of the first quarter of
I
2024.
don't care. I just want some,
I know, me too, dude.
especially during this hiatus where there's like no Joe stuff. I
There's
gotta
no
read
Joe
some-
stuff? Isn't there so much Joe stuff?
Yeah, but there's like this big gap.
Yeah, there's a
until-
big gap because they
They're
shoved so much
supposed
stuff
to
out
come out.
before Christmas.
I mean, they're gonna start showing up because they've already people have already found out that certain things have hit the shores, like the VAM, the SMS.
The
Which
Vamp
they haven't even put up for pre-order yet, so haven't even priced it out yet. But
Did you say the Vamp already hit?
Yeah, there's rumors that the vamp has started to hit shores.
Wow.
Yeah. That's not due out there. Like, everything's like April 1st.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like everything's going to hit. Like, your credit cards are just going to start blowing up like it's Target pre-pinging it.
Oh man, I don't buy from Target anymore unless it's in stock. Then I just don't do it anymore, dude. It's just not worth it. Those 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I still want that order. Yeah, I can't do that shit, dude. That's just
But
stupid.
then if you don't reply by 5:05, they
Oh,
cancel
yeah.
on you.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I guess you didn't want this.
Yeah, because
I wouldn't
it's
have
5 o'clock in
pre-ordered
the
it if I
morning.
didn't want the damn thing.
Exactly. I know it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
I never got one canceled. I always seem to wake up like within whatever that window is and see it and be like, yes, I still want this. I've
I had the
waited
same
8
thing.
months for it. Why would all of a sudden I'd be like, I don't want this?
Same exact thing, dude. I
Of
never
course-
once missed out on it.
Of course, then you hear that it's actually hit Target. You walk in and buy it, and you're like, I gotta cancel this.
Well, you know what happened to me is that I walk into, like, I want to say it was Outback. There was a couple of them that didn't land.
You saw Outback. You didn't go into Out. I was like,
Yeah.
Outback sells figures now.
No.
I was
So
thinking the same thing. Like maybe the Target was behind Outback or something.
I can go get a Bloomin' Onion and a G.I. Joe figure. Sounds awesome.
So I normally would pre-order it, and I want to say it was Outback that was like that. But basically, what happened was I did the pre-order. It was sitting there. I think I had pre-ordered 2 of them, and they kept doing that refresh thing. Like maybe you get it, maybe you wouldn't. You want to continue with it, and then they started showing up in the stores here, and they went like instantly to clearance here. So I picked up 2 of them for clearance. I think it was like Recondo I got, and then Outback, I think. So it was like weird distribution how we got it here in the area. But then I forgot to cancel the order at that point from Target. And when they got here, I said, "Oh, I want to send these back." They said, "Keep them." They said, "Just keep them, donate them, or give them away." I was like, "Seriously? There's nothing wrong with them." Like, they're like, "Yeah." I just went right in the app, got a full refund for the $50 or whatever for both figures, and then I only paid $20 for like the 2 that I had in hand. So I was like, "That's a win," because I literally made $30 for purchasing this.
Recondo went to clearance pretty quickly.
So
Outback,
fast.
I don't remember, but I do remember like we waited all that time for Outback. We were doing memes about it. I know I was, Chaz was. I know I did the meme that's showing like showing Outback in red. And it's like when you started the pre-order and what it looks like now.
Right.
And then,
Well,
and
they
then
did
they
so
came
on
and they
that,
were
too.
everywhere. Like you couldn't walk through Target, and it was almost like it's like, hey, you should take this with you. It's like, I don't want another one, nor do I want all those movie figures that are sitting there that you refuse to clear.
Oh God, just give them away.
I laugh because there's that Amazon store I told you guys about. That's just a little bit down the road from where I live that I never knew about. It's been there for years, but it's an Amazon outlet store, and they have the movie figures, and they still have them sitting there for like $9.99. I'm like, dude, you're never getting rid of those things.
Like
They
Target hosed you guys.
Yeah.
Unless you pay 50 cents for each one of those, you are not making
I'm
any
sure
money.
they
off.
paid a lot less, but at some point they're gonna have to drop them down to $3 in order to get them to go.
They weren't worth the $5 that Ollie's was trying to sell them at.
No,
100%.
That's okay.
They should be giving them away with any purchase
I
of $5 or more.
I did buy a second. I bought a second Baroness, if I remember correctly, or I know I have a second Scarlet, which is good because her arm broke. So it's good. Could I have any? No Kenzo. No fucking.
Well, Kenzo,
fucking Hooded Cobra Commander.
I was listening to Chad's podcast earlier. He had or YouTube show earlier with he had Bobby on, and somebody in the chat was asking about asking if he would ever do a hooded commander, and he's like, well, I want to do a hooded commander, and then they were like, oh, you should just do a hooded character and just put it out to prove that you can. And he was like, I probably should. And then I'm like, man, if he does that, not only is he going to piss so many people off, but he's going to satisfy the need of a gap that Joe is not provided. And it'll be interesting to see if he ever did go that route.
I'm really surprised that Fresh Monkey Fiction actually hasn't done that, because they've taken a lot of for their Monster Force, they've taken a lot of characters and stuff.
They just You might be
Where's-
thinking they just haven't yet.
Yeah,
Where's
right?
ramen?
Exactly.
Where's
Well,
ramen?
so I mean, I know that I kind of pissed off Ace on Friday.
Oh, really?
Oh, Lawrence, what'd you do?
Really?
Well, I was on Mega J, and I just said, I mean, and I just said like, hey, you know what? I just, we got to, people got to start getting product, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long time, and he happened to be listening, and he kind of chimed in, and I was like, and I've always said like, I like it. I met Ace. I've been on streams with Ace. I met him at PowerCon. Seems like a real nice guy. I don't think he's ripping people off, but he's showing a lot of product, and we know it's expensive, and a lot of people have pre-ordered stuff.
Right.
It's like you got to start getting product in hand, and then he just happened to be listening. He's like, I'm at the factory right now, and and Mega J was like, he's not saying anything bad. And then there were some people. There was one guy that was like, you need to get on board. Ramen is pushing out all this. I'm like, I'm not saying anything bad about him, but
Yeah, but you know what? Who cares what? No, it doesn't matter what ramen is doing, right? It doesn't matter if they're putting stuff out that you've been dreaming about forever. It doesn't matter if they're not, whatever toy company it is, if they're not giving you quality shit, or they're taking your money and not giving you shit, they're still not giving you the shit, right?
exactly.
So
And
it
that's all I
doesn't
was
matter.
saying.
That's not it. That's not a valid argument.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm not saying I don't believe it. Or I don't believe him. I don't think
Right.
he's going to rip people off.
No,
But at
and
the
the other
same
thing
time-
is Ace is taking money up front, right? He's taking full
Yes.
payment except for shipping up front. It's not like ordering through BBTS or Helidope where it's a percentage or
Exactly.
a down payment or whatever, right? Or nothing. I have $1,000 worth of Monster Force on pre-order with or BBTS right now. That's not a single dime invested. So if it never comes,
And
I'll be
that's
upset, but I'm
like-
not out anything.
that was one of the things like it pissed me off about the people in the Joe community that were complaining about all the pre-orders that kept going up the same month the HasLab was going to end, and they're
Mhm.
like all this money, and it's like you're not paying for it. I mean, you on
Yeah.
BBTS, Entertainment Earth, Amazon,
I
Or
pay
have the
upfront for
false-
everything.
you're pre-ordering it. It's just sitting there. It doesn't really count.
Yeah.
And that was all that I said. And he just happened to be listening, and I could just tell like he was
Got it.
kind of aggravated by it. But
He-
again, and I've said this before. I said it on Oz's. I said it to Mega J.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, a lot of people don't want to say this because they have them on the stream. People don't want to criticize someone. And again, you're not. It's not being. You're not being mean and negative. You're pointing something out. You
Yeah.
can be critical without disparaging a
Right.
product. There's some people that could learn about that. And I'm sorry, like
Especially when you're taking money up front, right? We all understand that things take time,
yes,
but
Well, like, look at me. I haven't taken a dime from anybody.
right. The Ramen Racer was supposed to originally ship in November. It's now January.
and expensive. Not
And it was
not a
$200
$25 or $30 figure.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already mentioned how I'm kind of I'm a little aggravated with all the crowdfunding things that I've backed. That's on me. Yeah, Kenzo was on. Kenzo was on with us,
Yeah.
but you could tell. But Kenzo was on, so I mean, like you could tell, like he seemed a little aggravated with me saying it. And again, and maybe he just caught the end, didn't really hear, but it's
Yeah.
just like, listen. And I understand.
On the
he
other
said
side,
that
right?
he's
If you're
not
offended
putting it-
by that, then that's just too bad, right? Because then you
Yeah.
need to grow a set of balls because
You know what you should do? I
you shouldn't
just
be in this
hypothetically-
business if you're going to get offended that easily.
my experience with him, he's a good dude, and it echoes what you were saying, right? You should get him on a Thursday with a friend, and you should talk to him in advance of it. He's really approachable on Instagram, and you should just say, "Hey, I know you caught this. I do think he probably took, and my guess is it's not just because of you, but it's likely because of other people in conjunction with your post, because the day after Friday, like over the weekend at some point, I saw an Instagram post or Facebook posts where he was showing video of the factory and everything being produced and how they were shutting down because of the Chinese New Year, which, is always a
Yeah.
thing. So like, I saw all of that, and it was probably, or more than likely, not in retaliation, but in response to some of the criticism that he may have received from you and others in the
I mean,
community.
People say the same thing about Fresh Monkey Fiction, that they take a long time to get their shit out, but
They haven't taken any money.
that they do, but I haven't given them any money. So it's,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so like if my
and like you said, I have nothing against Ace and I'm sure he's going to deliver, but there's still a point, right? It's like
Yeah.
like you've said all along. A lot of people are afraid to say anything because they feel like they're friends with him or he's going to get mad or whatever, right? Well,
Yep.
you're a business. You got to separate the personal from the business.
Yeah.
That's all there is.
100%.
People want to get someone on the stream, so they do not want to criticize them.
That's a problem. That's that,
It-
and I'm not saying it's shilling, but that's that. You've got to like, and I will say that, Punk. When I listen to you, I feel that, especially after I heard the way, because originally when I started following you, I thought, man, this dude's a pain in the ass. Like, he's given some crap to Bobby and those guys, and he gives some crap to these other areas and stuff, Super 7 and whatnot. But then I heard, and even when you talk about Ramen, not in a negative light, right, but just more of a, hey, that's part of the problem, right? We all become connected, we all become friends, but then the problem is your opinion is skewed to some degree, right? Like you might be a little more sensitive towards how you're empathetic because, and that's one of the things that I commend you on is that you and I can be friends, and you'll be able to tell me, hey, Travis, your shit sucks. Put it back to the drawing board, or hey, you need to do some work, and you're going to handle it very respectfully and candid, and I'm sure. But like with Ace, regardless of the friendship, and it's not bagging on him, but it's like it's saying, hey, once we see it and we want, once it's in hand, I think we'll have a lot more to say here. And I think if it comes to fruition, I'll be really happy with it. But until it's in my hand, I have to be a little skeptical.
That's
and
right.
You're doing that for the 3,500 subscribers you have that tune in to hear your review and your opinion, so that we know that it's the truth and it's not just somebody who's getting something in his pocket.
That's like Lawrence's reviews, right? Just like when you open up that Joy toy and the leg fell off before you even picked the figure up, right?
Yep.
It had nothing to do with heating it up. It had nothing to do with anything because you slid it out the box and it fell off. It was just on the table. You're still going to have all the armchair fucking know-it-alls that think they know how to fucking fix the world that are going to just, it's like,
And Ken, and that was the reason Ken said, one of the reasons why when Steve said, hey, ask Lawrence if he wants, it's a friends and family discount is what he did. I didn't get those figures for free.
Right.
I still paid for them, right? And if I would have got them for free, I would have got the whole set.
right.
I was like, send them all to me. And Ken told me, he goes, I wanted he goes, I wanted you to do it because I knew you'd be honest about things.
Yeah.
And everything, I was very honest, and I do have an issue that the legs don't seem to really go into an L.
Yep.
There are people in the chat or like in their comments, and also when I've been on other streams or like in the comments that have criticized me saying, well, that buck is too big. It won't fit in that. And then, that has nothing to do with them not sitting in an L form.
Right.
I don't care if the head sticks up because they're too big, and then they say, hey, that's a 4-inch buck. Okay,
Right.
well, that makes sense, but they're still not sitting in an L. So when I look at them on the vamp, they're sitting up in an awkward position that you wouldn't sit. Steve didn't have a problem with it. Ken didn't have a problem with it, but other people had a problem with it, telling me that I'm wrong about things.
And they actually figured out that there was something wrong with the T that's inside the figure for that.
Yeah.
That one.
And I told some people, I said, listen, I like Ken. And if I would have got those figures and they would have sucked, I would have messaged Ken and said, listen, these things suck. Do you really want me to put the review out? Or are you going to go fix them? Like, and I'm not like, if they were really that bad, and I didn't think that they would,
Right.
But if they were absolutely awful because he's a friend, I would have said, hey, listen, if you want me to put out a review and say how bad these are, or do you guys want to go and fix them? Because again, if you trash someone right off the bat, look at Valiverse, okay? And I'm taking their whole drama and everything that they have. Look at it. This guy put out that first wave, and they were stiff.
Yep.
They weren't bad. All right. They needed to be heated up like so many other figures, but that still sticks with him 3 years later.
Yep.
And I've said it before, that SDS series is perfect of a figure set that you can make.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, you've commended that from day one.
That's exactly what I told Travis with
very
Hexastack.
impressed with that.
I told Travis with the Hexastack when he was having problems, I said, don't rush the product. If it's not ready yet, you're better off putting out the best product first instead of having that linger with you for the rest of your fucking time.
And again, you can look at take away toys. American cars. They made shit cars in the 80s and in the early 90s. They have fixed those problems, but people still look at it and go, yeah, an American car doesn't last that long.
Yeah. Buy
Bullshit.
a Honda.
They're made just as good as all the foreign cars.
Yeah.
Especially when your argument is, oh, my foreign car is made more in America than your car. And it's like, all right, so what is it? You know, but it's something, it'll stick with you forever.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, it still sticks with
Yep.
people that I paid $3 for a G.I. Joe back then. I'm not paying $25. Like, really, dude? Did you just go back 40 years and say what you paid and you're not going to pay those prices now?
Right,
Walk into the
Well,
grocery store.
It's no different than like store brands, right? I mean, it's so ingrained in people's heads that like the stuff you got from Kmart or the stuff you get that's Walmart brand is, you know, not as good as their other name brands. But like, if you're talking about things that are like food products and stuff, I'll drink a Sam's Choice Cola just as fast as I'll drink a Coca-Cola. It doesn't fucking matter to me, right?
That Aldi Cola is Coca-Cola.
Oh,
yeah. It is bottled the same. It comes the same. Hell, all the chicken. I used to argue with my ex because, and I'm like, you walk in there, there's all these Tyson boxes, and it's all the Aldi chicken coming out. It's like, see? Or I'll go to Meijer, which is right next to, you know, like in the same parking lot, and I see the blueberries that I just paid $2 for, and they're $4 there, and they're in the exact same packaging.
Exactly.
All right, but yeah, it's just, you know, okay, so I can't say cereal.
Cereal.
Pop-Tarts. Do not buy Toaster Treats. Buy Pop-Tarts.
What are Toaster
Great value. Great value, brother. Great value 24/7. My kid refuses to eat the top Pop-Tart brand. He will only eat the blueberry price shot or Walmart brand.
And he doesn't know he doesn't know what.
That's all I ever used to buy, man. We was po. I used to buy the bags of cereal, man. But the bags of cereal always taste the same to me. You get the honeycomb brand, or you get the comb honey brand. It didn't make a difference.
Yeah,
the only cereal that's a name that's a cereal that I'll eat that's not a name brand is Rice Krispies, because you can't fuck up Rice Krispies.
Yep. Pop-Tarts, Fig Newtons, don't ever buy the generic Fig Newtons. Oreos, nope.
Yeah. I'm a big
chocolate chip
sucker for
cookies?
Heinz ketchup too. I'll eat other ketchup, but Heinz ketchup is the best.
And that's because you like Heinz ketchup.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
I know with Aldi, like their brands are almost all their brands come from one of the top 3 brands.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whatever's being made.
Yep.
But I mean, I didn't like their spaghetti sauce at first, and then I tried it again, and I'm like, all right, I think it's different than what I used to get.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that we're on food, and
it always goes back to food somehow.
But no, I again, you know, yeah, like I said, you know, I know there's a lot of people that don't.
It's no different than like
me. They think
Helidope,
I'm negative,
right?
and it's just like I'm being honest when I do my reviews.
Right.
And even for me, like I've got to know Lenny, like I've got to know him. I wouldn't say I'm friends with him, but I definitely say we're friendly.
Right.
And so I do kind of feel bad at times when I see something that I don't like, but I'm not going to change it because it's not anything personal. The fact that, you know. And I don't know if I told them on the stream about the lockers, how like if you flip them over, they're eventually wrong, right?
Bring it up in your talk.
Everyone. Yeah. A matter of fact, the last one that I did when I threw it behind me, it actually landed in the garbage. I was surprised. I'm like, oh shit, it actually landed in the garbage.
But again, you have to be able to separate that business from your professional, right? Like if I had a problem with something Helidope sent me, right? Say it was damaged or whatever. I'm going to be respectful to them because I know it's not their fault or whatever, right?
Exactly.
But I also expect them to fix it as a business, right?
Yep.
And that's just it. You got to be a professional.
Screw Helidope. They don't carry. Okay. They don't carry aspirator Joy Toy. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why that pushed out like that because I didn't do that.
Well, that's what happened to my stream last week. Remember when I had all you guys on and you said something about you can't even control your stream, Lawrence? I put it on StreamYard, scheduled it on Sunday, and when I went to log in on Tuesday, I logged in, made sure everything was ready, logged back out, and then when I went back in, it was gone off of StreamYard. And then it went on to YouTube and tried pushing it out.
Yeah, someone else said that too, and I was like, I didn't do that because I assumed it was going. Maybe because.
It might have been because of your lag Tuesday, though.
Yeah,
or Monday.
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe
Yeah.
because of that. I'll see how it is tomorrow.
Switch to a Mac, brother.
Yeah, well, that has nothing to do with it. It was the. And not all of us are rich to afford Macs. I hate fucking Macs. I fucking hate Macs. I hate everything about that fucking operating system.
Poor Travis's kid's got to eat generic Pop-Tarts so he can afford all of his toys. What kind of dad are you, Travis?
My oldest son went out and bought himself a Mac Studio just before the holidays. So
Really? Nice.
oh yeah, he went out and bought that because. Then for Christmas we helped him build a new computer because he wanted to get into PC gaming.
I bought Luke a gaming computer like 2 years ago for Christmas.
Okay.
Just a basic one, right? Like
Yep.
from Best Buy or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's a freaking added RAM and all sorts of shit to it. Now the thing is freaking hopping now. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, whatever he's got, it's freaking crazy over there. I got out of the gaming and stuff myself, so
Yeah, my phone does that too, Fatrid. Technology,
My phone-
you gotta love it.
I'll restart my phone and it will start sending out all the messages to my watch.
Yeah.
So it just starts blowing up, and I'm like that's from fucking like 5 hours ago. Oh, that one's from 3 hours ago. That one's from yesterday. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
that's how it works.
Hey, bud, what's happening?
Now I love my iPhone, and I will never. We're at the mercy of our company, but my boss he likes the iPhone. I would never buy. We tried buying the kids an Android tablet, the first one. But we did. It was awful.
Yep.
The iPad is just so much better. But I do not like Mac operating systems. I hate everything about them. Like they are.
I've never had a problem with the Samsung phones. That's all I've ever used is Samsung phones. But the Android tablets are garbage.
Yeah.
I had an Android when I got my first smartphone in like 2010. It was like an LG something or other, blah blah blah, whatever.
BlackBerry.
No, not a BlackBerry, but yeah.
My first one was a BlackBerry.
Love my Blackberries. I don't care what anyone says. That keyboard, so awesome.
That's like Lucas played his freaking. He's got a Sony Walkman with a fucking cassette player now.
Wow,
my daughter has a record player.
Yeah, he's got a record player too because I collect
with
vinyl.
my BlackBerry. I just throw it on the floor. It never cracked. I am so like this iPhone slips out of my hand and I'm like, please don't break, please don't break, please don't break.
Dude, the iPhone fell out of a plane. That one over in Alaska Airlines that had the door open up like a week or two ago, 16,000 feet out of the air, an iPhone fell and was in a generic case. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But that's no different than the lady that fell out of an airplane and her parachute didn't open up and she only broke her nose when she hit the ground. That's just
I was at the skate park and pulled it out and thing landed flat down and the whole thing shattered.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And then I want to say that was either 2 weeks after or 2 weeks before I was at the gas station and it slipped out of my hand and shattered. The only time I've ever had anytime I've ever had glass shattered and they broke twice in a
that sucks
in a row. I have an iPhone, B-boy.
I have a Samsung. My next phone's going to be a Pixel.
Yeah, we went from Blackberries to iPhones, and we never went to Android. But I had a bunch of Blackberries.
Yeah. So I never had the
BlackBerry.
BlackBerry.
A beeper, then a pager, then a BlackBerry, and then
what
was the hell that was that BlackBerry the one you could take the notes on too?
No, those. Oh God,
you remember
those?
With
the pen? With the pen?
Yeah, what the hell were
BlackBerry
those?
did have one.
I don't think mine was a BlackBerry though. I had something that was
no.
Like
I know exactly what you're talking about. Come on. Matthew, where are you? Because you should always know all this shit. Well, what was that called? It was,
Palm Pilot.
Palm
Palm Pilot.
oh, yes. Oh,
Patrick with the win. And Random got it too.
now my ex, because when we were getting BlackBerry, she got the BlackBerry Storm. That was the first no keyboard one, and that thing was a piece of shit. Like they did not have the whole
PDA. Yep.
Yeah, they did not have the touchscreen down yet because the iPhone had the iPhone had been out for a little bit, so they were trying to compete with it.
Yep.
But I mean, when someone says like, "Oh, this company's too big to fail," and it's like, BlackBerry owned the market.
Yep.
They were so integrated into servers and everything.
Oh yeah.
And yet somehow their ego just caused them to completely take a shit.
Well, it's no
iPhone still
different than
doesn't.
when we had the HD and Blu-ray competition going on. Everybody's like, "Oh, HD's
yeah.
gonna win. HD's gonna win." And look what
Yeah,
happened.
but HD wasn't BlackBerry, right? It wasn't BlackBerry versus
No, but
iPhone, and
It's the same.
whatnot,
What
but I
I'm
get what
saying
you're
is, it
saying.
only takes one new technology that's better to knock somebody off the horse.
oh
But-
yeah, absolutely.
And I will stand by this. The reason why I believe that Blu-ray won was because they had Spider-Man and PlayStation.
Well, it was that and PlayStation. Yep, exactly. Sony got behind it.
but I mean, you had like that. Spider-Man had come out. It had just gone buck wild, and it was never going to come out in HD. It was never going to come out on HD.
Yep.
So, absolutely, yeah. I mean, we had a bunch of Nextels.
For anybody watching, this is my cleaning rag. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I went to the Cowboys last year or the year before when I was at work. I had free tickets. It cleans everything. But that's for those people like Aaron who might pop in at some point.
I think people need that to dry their tears.
Yeah. I used to clean up
Yeah,
stuff
Tony
and
needs
dust.
that.
My first cell phone was a Nokia, and it had the actual like antenna you had to pull up,
Yep.
and it looked like a real phone except smaller.
I had some from Radio Shack. I don't even remember what they were called.
Oh yeah, yep,
And such good deals. They're like $100 a month for
yeah. Oh yeah, amazing deal.
for like 30 minutes. It was like,
And couldn't text, couldn't do anything. Your game was like Snake or whatever that game was.
Yeah, I got it. The first one I had
oh my
was
god! Oh shit! I forgot it. Oh man, that game was fun.
my first one. I got a prepaid one, so I had to buy the cards, and I had to keep putting the card in there and making sure it was loaded up. Fun time.
You know, yeah, I love the Razor. The Razor was really good. As long as you didn't pull it back too much and watch it snap. But it had such cool colors, and they came out with like a new one. You remember when they went to the front of it had that light blue, so it was like softer on the eyes.
Yeah.
Like everything was like softer.
Yeah.
It wasn't like either black or like that black. Just
We still have a
old
Radio
Game
Shack
Boy.
here,
what?
but I think it's
Yeah,
actually privately owned now. It's not like
Okay.
it's not a corporation anymore.
Like the,
But it's always
like
been
that
Radio
last
Shack, and I think
Blockbuster?
they just bought the rights to use that name. So,
like that last Blockbuster.
yep. Oh, Nextel, that's what it was when I had.
Next
Oh, yeah,
that was
well,
the click. I
that's
had
what I
that
said.
when
Yeah.
I had that back when I worked for DirecTV.
I had a shitload of Nextels, which was awesome when you were trying to communicate with someone and they were trying to communicate back, and it just beeped back and forth at you.
I hated it.
Or when you were trying to get a hold of someone else that was talking to someone.
I'm in New York, B-boy.
Same here.
Oh, I'm in Michigan. I thought Ed was supposed to be in Ohio.
That got delayed.
It's like Hexastack. Make sure it's perfect and ready.
I'm not saying anything,
That's fine.
but it's not.
You don't care about
you
you don't care about stands.
No, I'm talking about Ohio.
Oh.
I would rather
I was
put-
talking about his move.
War chest
I
full of
would
toys
rather
is making a bunch of pocket abacuses for Etsy shop for when they drop the EMP.
I was one of the, like, well, I was the only friend of mine, but I had my own phone line when I was in like high school. So
Like at
you
home?
know. What?
Like at home.
Oh yeah, yes. So I had my own phone line, and my dad was like, he actually took the new phone number because he's like, your friends already have this phone number. So he took the new phone number. So he took the new phone number. I still had the old one.
It's not a bad
So
move.
like, he calls at like 4:00 in the morning, and you know it didn't. You know, it wasn't gonna wake him up or anything. So.
B-boy, I am on the other side of the state from New York City.
Buffalo.
And I am in the better part of New York, which is north about 2 hours, 2.5 hours of the city.
Oh.
I got to refill my cup of coffee, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, I remember I had my own phone line, and my friends they were supposed to go to Cedar Point.
Okay.
Like the next day. I wasn't. I'm not a roller coaster guy, so. But he got dropped off. So my best friend that was supposed to be going with these other friends of ours, he gets dropped off, and he's probably 7 miles from his 7 or 8 miles from his house, and he just gets dropped off at the person's house, but they weren't there. And this was before we had like cell phones and everything. So he's like, so I'm sitting there, and it's like 2, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I get a phone call. Fuck, I pick it up. Hello. No one there. I'm like, hello. No one there. So I hang up. Phone rings again. I'm like, hello. Don't hear anything. Hello. I'm like, fuck you. And I hang up the phone. I turn my ringer off. I turn my ringer off, and I turn down my well, when I turned the ringer off, it also turned down the answering machine volume.
So I just want to jump in there. So when you turn your ringer off, is it like what you do to me now when you're streaming?
No. Like, you wouldn't even hear it. I don't even know what ringer I have on this. My phone's never off vibrate.
Right.
So I wake up the next morning. I'm like, why the fuck do I have a message? And I listen to it, and it's my buddy, and he goes, hey, Larry. Yeah, I guess they're not going to Cedar Point. They dropped me off. And I'm walking home. I tried calling you. I could hear you, but clearly you couldn't hear me. I'm assuming you just turned everything down so you couldn't hear it.
That's
So
awesome.
when I talked to him the next day, he's like, and he didn't live far from me.
That's funny.
Actually, I think I was the one that dropped him off because we were hanging out. I dropped him off at our friend's house. So the next day I'm talking to him, he's like, yeah, I'm walking by, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Now the sun is coming up. He goes, I walk by my work because he worked at a factory, and he sees one of the guys, he's like, who's waiting to get inside. He was one of the foreman there. And he's like, oh, you're going to open it? And he's like, I'm not working today. And he's like, oh. He goes, yeah, I got dropped off somewhere, but they weren't there, so I've been walking home for the past 5 hours. Like, holy shit. I'm like, that sucks, dude. Like, I mean, it was not close. It wasn't like getting dropped off at my house.
Oh, God.
But that guy, I mean, him and I used to be really good friends. We don't talk anymore, but if I told you like stories about him, you just like be like, okay, this stuff's not real. Like, no, it is, man. Like, I watched it all happen. He's like one of those guys, you know. So, anyway, it's getting kind of late.
Okay.
It's 12:30. Some of us have to work in the morning.
Some of us are already working right now.
Yeah. Can't fix copiers right now because no one's up.
Be a perfect time to fix them. You wouldn't have to deal with stupid questions while you're trying to fix them.
right.
Fuck, man.
B-boy, I used to collect some things like McFarlane sports football stuff. Got the old trusty Jeremy Shockey from the New York Giants back in the day. And then Broken Tiki Barber from back in the day. But
Are you a Giants fan, Travis?
you can't see the Giants thing up in the left-hand corner, can you?
No.
Nope.
Nah. So
So
Is it
that's
hard
your
to-
team? You root for
is
a
it
team that's
hard-
not even a New York team?
Yeah, is it hard to root
Okay.
for a team that doesn't even play in the state?
not at all, man. I didn't like football. As you know, you guys know the history. As a wrestling fan, that was the only sport I needed, pro wrestling. So there wasn't enough drama and scriptedness to professional sports, so I didn't get into it until my oldest was about 2.5, 3 years old. He would watch the Sunday night games. He would watch Sunday games with my father-in-law, who was a huge Giants fan. So sitting around watching him play that, or watching the games with my youngest one, or my oldest saying touchdown, kind of got me into it. So now I'm like a hardcore football guy. So about 05, 04 is when I got into football.
And then you realize how much drama there really is in sports.
Oh, I love it. And then I was introduced to fantasy football, which just made it even better.
Well,
So
So what, I didn't watch sports either until after I graduated because all I did was skateboard.
yeah.
And my dad never had a problem with me skateboarding. He had a
Yeah.
problem that's all that I wanted to do, right? Just because he thought like you should experience other things. Not that he didn't want me to do it. And I remember he would just be like, he just wanted me to try other things, like sports or whatever. But he wasn't into sports. So it's not like there was like I'd come home and he's watching football, or he'd want me to sit down and watch baseball or hockey with him. He wasn't into sports. He still isn't.
Yep.
So it was like, how was I ever going to have that connection?
I grew up in a
I-
Bills Mafia family. My family is like diehard
Bless,
Bills
man.
fans. If you follow, like I followed Peyton Manning when he was playing for Tennessee, and then I followed him in the Colts, and it was like sacrilegious for me to even show up to my grandfather's house. I mean,
I love it.
For me, very much like you, Punk, wrestling was my passion, right? Everything. It's all I cared about. If I wasn't watching it, I wasn't reading about it online. I was trying to learn and train for it. So like that was what I did. I used skateboarding like, as a means of transportation
Yeah.
to and from wrestling practice, but that was about it. And, my father, like in my household, and this is why you guys give me such a hard time, is the Star Wars, Spaceballs thing, right? Like my mom, she was all I remember growing up was Patrick Swayze, in what's that stupid movie, the dance movie,
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty
Dirty
Dancing.
Dancing, which is why I hate
Nobody
Roadhouse,
puts baby in the corner.
right? Which
We
is why I hate
almost
Roadhouse.
watched it today. I
So
almost turned it on for Olivia because she's never seen it.
I won't watch it. I hate it, and I don't like Patrick Swayze because of that being on my TV all the time. So I won't watch Roadhouse. So that is like the most TV I got exposed to. And my dad, he was into Bruce Lee and karate, so like that was his thing. So I knew a lot about that in the vagueness of the fact that I didn't give a crap about it. But he was big into comics when he was a kid, so I have access to like Batman and a lot of old Captain America comics and things like that. So that was where it was wrestling and comics that I geeked out to. So I never got into that other stuff. No Spaceballs. There was never music playing at my house ever. So like none of that was available to me.
Luckily, I had an uncle who was an artist, and he was big into comic books.
Oh yeah.
On the Bills. He's a big Bills fan too, but like he was into all that shit. So that's where I gravitated.
Nice.
I think it's funny that you said that because my dad, I know more about John Wayne than I should.
Right. And that's the Bruce Wayne crap, right? Or not Bruce Wayne. Sorry, Bruce Lee.
He loved John Wayne.
Yep.
And the only movie that I can say that I've ever sat through and say I really loved was The Green Berets.
Gotcha. I couldn't tell you what that is. My father-in-law was big into those old westerns and stuff. So they'd be
It is a movie about the Green Berets in Vietnam.
okay.
It was the first pro-Vietnam
Yep.
movie that came out because everything else was all negative because of what Vietnam was.
But that's why John Wayne was the American man.
Yes. And he died, I think, in 3 movies. My dad said one was The Alamo. didn't really have a choice, right? But that guy, when he rode his horse, he was always perfect posture. Like I don't think you can find a guy with better posture.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the stuff that I would see. But yeah, for me it was big into wrestling. That was my passion, and my dad, being the hard ass that he was, he would watch it with me on Saturday mornings, and he'd always cheer for the bad guys. So like when Yokozuna was a guy and he was like jumping on Hacksaw Jim Duggan in 92, 93, crushing the USA on TV, my dad was like, I'll bet you 25 cents that Hacksaw loses today. And me at 92, 93, like I'm scrounging together my tooth money. I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'll bet you. Let's go Duggan, like let's go America. And my dad's taking my quarters. Yep, that was my dad.
no, I think, and like that's perfect. I never even thought of it just now. My dad and I watch wrestling all the time, so maybe if he did watch sports, like maybe I would have had,
Right.
but because we watched wrestling together, we went to WrestleMania 3, we
so
went to
much.
SummerSlam. Like we went to all those wrestling events here. But like we never watched like WCW, like we knew
Yeah.
WWF.
So
'Cause he would tell
my
me about-
family is completely the opposite. If football was on, there was especially a Bills game. Like if there was a Bills game on Sunday and it was like some big event, that big event had to get moved for the Bills game.
I feel like that's Western New York, though. Like I feel like that's very much just
crazy.
Western.
Oh,
If you go past Rochester, that's what it is.
There was a preseason game this year. They had our family reunion the weekend of PowerCon, and there was a Bills game pregame on that Saturday. And the family reunion took place in this fucking middle of a park in the middle of nowhere. And they brought a fucking satellite TV so they could watch the fucking game at the reunion.
pre-game. It's
Yeah,
not even real
preseason.
football.
They're crazy, man. They're fucking crazy.
Oh, I know that Bills Mafia. I listen to a lot of sports, and yeah. Yeah, like I said, the wrestling thing. We had so much fun, but again, and you and I talked about it, Travis, when you were on the show. Like the way you talk about wrestling is exactly how it was about skateboarding.
100%.
I didn't give a shit about anything else. Because again, even if my dad was like, I didn't care. Like, I don't look back at it and think like, oh my god, I missed I missed watching football. Like, I didn't miss anything. I mean, the only thing that I'll look at and say like I may have missed was like times like now when it's too cold to do anything. We didn't have skate parks. Like I was watching skate videos, rather than maybe watching football. But
And I was
don't
watching
look back-
wrestling.
Yeah, I don't look back and be like, oh my god, I totally missed it. Fuck that.
Well,
dude. Like,
well, it's kind of like you were talking. You did your show last week with a friend, right? So you pulled up all those Hulk Hogan movies, right? So even if I wasn't watching wrestling, and like it was the weekend, my mom was sending me and my brother up to my grandmother's house, up this way in the Saratoga area. There was those old, video stores we'd go hit up, and I'd always grab. She'd always let me get, 2 movies for the weekend because it was like 2-day rentals. So I'd always go grab, like a Mr. Nanny or some one of the movies, Three Ninjas, something like that. And then I would grab like the SummerSlam 90, 89, whatever VHS was, and I'd watch that over and over again.
see, I didn't hate myself that much to rent Hulk Hogan movies and watch them.
For me, it was like I just wanted to watch.
I
the
have to
wrestlers.
address this. I am not a football fan by any stretch. I don't watch football at all anymore. The Sunday night game that the Bills played this past week was probably the first NFL game I've watched in 3 or 4 years.
I've got
Peyton
people
Manning
with
retired.
tickets. I've got people with tickets that are offering on my Facebook that are like my old neighbors. They've got 3-4 tickets to the game this weekend coming up against Kansas City. And I'm like, if it wasn't so freaking cold, I would totally go check that out. But I'm just I'm not making that hike to sit out in the cold.
You might not even be able to get there right now because
That's
really?
why, like,
there's still
I
a
got a lot of-
travel ban in Western New York right now.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
I get a lot of friends that are like, why don't you snowboard? I'm like, okay, because it's cold.
I hate cold.
Snowboarding is people hate this.
So different. Different.
It's what you do when you can't skateboard. If I would have had modern skate, if we would have had something like that in indoor park, I told my buddy, I'm like, I would never snowboarded. I wouldn't give it a shit.
It's so different too, though. Like it's 2 different things. Yes, you're on your feet and you're riding a piece of wood, but it's so different.
It is because you're in a certain angle. Yeah, you're strapped into it. It's so I'm sorry, it's so easy. There was Ed Templeton used to just rag pro skater, used to rag on snowboarders, and he'd be like, the only reason why a pro skater or even snowboards is so he'd be a pro snowboarder, make extra money. Like he would
Well,
just rag the shit out of him.
Well, your feet are attached to the board. Like in skateboarding, you're not. And like I could bear like I skateboarded I skateboarded every day to school for about 5 years when I was in middle and high school, and I used it as my primary means of transportation because where I lived, if you rode a bike, even if you locked it up, somehow the bike didn't exist when you got out of school or wherever it was. But a skateboard you could stuff in your locker. So I got into skateboarding because it was and here's the thing, I loved to rollerblade. But the thing with rollerblades is they were hard to store, and you always had to carry an extra pair of sneakers. So it was just like skateboarding was my go-to. Well, all of that time skateboarding, and while I never went to any parks, I had buddies who had like, what was it? It was like a fun box or something. You know, like they pull it out of the back of the truck, put it in the middle of like the Price Chopper parking lot, and we would run on that. Like all I could ever do was almost kickflip, and I could ollie. And that was like 5 years of like every day being on that. I had bad ankles. Like really, really bad ankles, but I was never good at it. And snowboarding, I went down one time
at all. Nobody
was that?
Skateboarded here. Nobody skateboarded here when I was young.
Yeah, like well, it wasn't a big thing for me when I was a kid, but people were getting into it, but they were skaters, but they didn't really skateboard. Like I was a skateboarder, but only because my mom didn't own a car, and if I wanted to get to places, it was easier to have four wheels.
I had a bicycle for that.
I'll send you this. I'll send you this later on Instagram. So there's this. He's a foreigner. I'm not sure where he's from, but he's an old skater like us, and he just does he does viral videos, right? And so I saw it the other day, but it popped up, and so it shows he walks into like the bus stop, and he sees a guy wearing a Thrasher shirt, and he's like, "Oh, hey Thrasher, you see this new video or whatever?" And then it's him sitting there with the Thrasher sweatshirt, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't skateboard." And he's like, "My culture is not your my culture is not your what the fuck is it called?
Fashion.
I don't know. Not passion, but
No, I said fashion.
Yes, my culture is not your fashion." And he's like, and the guy looks at me like, "Oh," he's like, "No, I'm serious." He's talking to himself, you know. He's like, "I started in 1987. I did this when all my friends quit skateboarding. I still did it. When I went away to a Mormon mission, I had to hide my skateboard. I'd go 2 hours with my buddy to watch, or with my roommate to watch him play basketball. Then he'd go 2 hours to watch me skateboard. Then I had kids, and I still skateboarded, and I still do it." And then the guy's sitting down because he turned the sweatshirt upside down. He's like, "Oh, you must be pretty good then, if you've been skating for like 35 years." And then it goes back to me. It's like, "What? Where's that bus at?" like that. I'm like, that's totally me. Like, did I send it to you? I did send it to you, didn't I?
I don't think I've seen it.
I'm like, this is me, like completely. Like, I hate when I see people wearing a Thrasher shirt. Like, I won't wear one. I fucking hate it. Yeah. There was some girl at the skate park. My buddy was telling me he worked there, and he was like, she was wearing like a Thrasher shirt, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "Oh, you got a Thrasher shirt on?" She's like, "Oh yeah." And then she's looking at the magazine, and she goes, "Oh my god, it's a magazine!" And he goes, "It says Thrasher magazine on your shirt." You see all those Thrasher shirts? It says magazine right underneath it.
Yeah.
He's like, she had no idea. I'm like, good Lord, I fucking hate that.
That's funny.
Well, that's just like when we were kids, though, Punk. I mean, look at how many people wore Ocean Pacific and, you know, all those surf shirts. I mean, we were in fucking New York wearing that stuff, and
Billabong
surf.
Billabong. Oh my god. You know, it's kind of funny because okay, so God, man.
I didn't wear Billabong. I didn't wear Billabong because I thought it was related to smoking weed. Like, I didn't know what it was. I just saw people wearing it, and I was like, Billabong. Like, I'm straight edge. Like, I don't do that crap.
So this is where I'm going to sound very, very elitist. So I don't think if you don't skateboard, you shouldn't wear skate shirts. You shouldn't wear skate product unless there is someone you're close to that is also does it. Like I tell my kids, like if anyone ever makes fun of you for wearing skate stuff, you can say, "Listen, I'm grandfathered in because my dad's fucking done it for however long." The shoes I kind of look differently because my son just likes the skate shoes, but I also look at the same way like the people that wear like tap out stuff. Like if you don't actually train MMA, you shouldn't be wearing MMA stuff. If you're not straight edge, you shouldn't be wearing CM Punk shit.
That's
He
bullshit.
shouldn't
That's
be
bullshit.
selling
No, that's not true. I'm not. I am
You can wear
40
CM
years
Punk
old.
shit, but the stuff with all the fucking X's where you're talking straight edge, bullshit.
No, I
No,
can
that-
because it's pro wrestling.
He shouldn't be using it. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, you take that up with him.
I fucking would.
He's straight edge in my book.
I didn't say he wasn't, but again, my passion is not your fashion. Like honestly, like I can't even explain how much that infuriates me. Like seeing someone smoke a cigarette and they got like a straight edge shirt on. I don't wear Marlboro fucking shirts. I don't wear fucking Bush beer fucking shirts. You know, oh man, it pisses me off.
I wear freedom.
But people will say, well, "What about wrestling?" They're like, "What about wrestling?" And I'm like,
I just wear
No, because,
I wear
like-
shirts to try to piss people off since COVID. I just wear shirts
Yeah.
like this to say just to piss people off. But that's just for fun.
but no, like you see people with wrestling shirts. I'm like, well, that's different because you're not out to be a professional wrestler. Same, and people are like, what about sports? I'm like, well, you shouldn't wear another man's name on your back. So don't buy jerseys with other men's names and put them on your back. I'm sorry. You want to wear a Red Wing shirt? Cool. Lion shirt, I guess. Michigan.
If anybody's looking, I got a Justin Jefferson jersey here for sale, and I've got a it is New York Giants jersey. We got these for sale, guys. You want to wear somebody's name on your back?
I hated Alien Workshop. Like I hated that brand.
Alien
But
worship.
they're out
B-boy
of
liked your
Ohio.
shirt.
Plus, they're out of Ohio. Mediums.
I was in a Jankos. That was about my thing.
I was
Workshop,
wearing. I will never forget getting pissed off at this kid. Do you remember Skids, Ed?
Yeah.
I love how he says it to the group, and then he's like, Ed.
Yeah.
Well, because Ed would be the age. So Skids were these plaid pants. I had these GNS skateboard pants that were plaid a year before Skids got popular, and of course, I wore them.
Oh man, I would love to see you rock some of these, dude.
And I would.
I
wear
never
these
owned a pair of those. Okay.
Neither
just-
did I, but I wore these GNS plaid pants. And some kid came up to me in middle school and he's like, "Oh, hey, are those skid pants?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "What are they?" I go, "They're GNS skid pants." And he goes, "Oh, those are fake skids." And I went, "Fuck you, I had these a year before anyone had this shit."
I don't know about you.
I
guys,
was like,
I
so
went to a
pissed
school
off.
that's so redneck. I mean, we had one kid when MC Hammer was really big that wore MC Hammer drop pants. You remember those?
hold
and
on.
That
Yes.
kid never went to school for like the rest of the year because he got picked on so bad for those pants.
These were like these. I was just opening this up, Ed, as you say that. I think these would be what you're alluding to.
No.
Like, no?
Oh no, MC Dropper ham pant.
Oh, they
MC
were
Hammer drop pants came
huge.
down to his knees.
Oh,
Yeah, and
okay.
they
So
were
these
huge.
Look up
These were,
MC
like,
Hammer drop
huge.
pants, Travis.
okay.
But no, they were much bigger than like that.
Yeah.
But his were bigger and his were very
Flowy.
shiny.
Yes, and shiny. They were
Yeah.
definitely bedazzled.
You could have just pulled
So
up
I-
MC Hammer. It would have been a lot
Yeah,
easier to pull up MC Hammer. All right.
I guess.
I can't
But
believe
those
they
were-
didn't, like show him in those pants. That's what I was.
Those were the kind of oh yeah, there's one there. Yeah. Those were the type of pants I remember growing up with in the early 90s, were those loose, like very like cool pants, lumber section pants. Well, the best part about it is that if you look at 80s pro wrestlers, like I didn't know this until I got older, is basically like Hold on a second. I'm trying to find one of the pictures of these fools when they were working out at the gym or whatever. I'll find one here in a minute.
So what I
You guys keep
had,
chatting.
what I had were these BBC pants, Bad Boy Club pants, and I didn't know it when I first got them. So I had red ones. They were red and black, and then I had a white and black pair. Now, when I got the second pair, I had already known, and they were stripes that went across, right? And one day I'm sitting at school and I'm looking down and I'm like, "Holy shit!" There are a bunch of middle fingers throughout the whole pant. But if you're not looking and someone doesn't point it out, you're not going to notice. And I ended up getting, there was no way for you to know. But when you looked at them, as soon as someone pointed out, you're like, holy shit, dude, those are all middle fingers. Like, yeah, all the way down. No, actually, my daughter, she wears my my Old Bad Religion shirt because it's too small. And she's like, I wanted to wear it to school, but I had a feeling I was going to get in trouble. I'm like, don't do it. Like, I'm like, I used to wear mine, but I'm like, you know what?
But back when we were in school, like you had to wear something truly offensive in order to get in trouble. Like,
Yes.
like really like graphic, a big FU or middle finger or,
Yep.
swear words on it. They didn't care like the punk bands and all that shit. I mean, I used to go rock the Sex Pistols Anarchy in the UK shirt all the time.
Yeah, I couldn't even. I mean, can you imagine wearing a Sex Pistols shirt?
Oh, right.
I mean, just the name right there.
Yeah.
That you would be down at the principal's office going, you can wear stuff. I was like, it's just
Yeah.
And like I never thought twice about Bad Religion.
No.
Or the fact that it had a cross that was crossed.
I was in a Marilyn Manson, and back in the 90s, I liked to piss people off. I listened to his music. He had a shirt that came out. It said Antichrist, or it said American by birth, Antichrist by choice. And I wore that to school once a week, and I was told to turn it inside out once a week. And I didn't feel that way, but being a kid, it was really fun to irritate people. And it was at the time when the "What would Jesus do" bracelets were like a big thing. Whenever I would see them, I would be like, "You're gonna have to come with me, sir, to the principal's office because I keep getting sent down to turn this shirt inside out. So you're gonna have to come down and take that bracelet off, and you're gonna have to take that shirt off because you can't represent your stuff if I can't represent mine." And I got suspended a couple of times.
I went to a Marilyn Manson concert in a college auditorium with Danzig and Korn. Talk about
Korn would have been a good one.
And that was before Korn even became popular, dude. That's how long ago that was, right? It's like when their first album was just getting ready to drop. They actually joined us in the mosh pit when Danzig came out. Korn did.
Wow. So that's funny. So I don't know if you're maybe Disturbed. That's like a big band of mine, one of my favorite bands. They came out in like 2000. I saw them here in New York at Ozfest 2000 at SPAC here in Saratoga, and I saw them live there, and I had only heard about them like a couple weeks before that concert, and like I instantly fell in love with them. And then they actually were on like the second stage, where the main stage was like where Ozzy and Iron Maiden and Pantera and all those guys, Godsmack, were all playing. But Disturbed, they were so young and they were still fresh. They literally, during like when their set was done, they came down and they were just hanging out there. I got like their autographs on some CD merch and stuff when I was a kid. I was like 15 years old.
I partied with Pantera
so cool.
in a strip club in Michigan.
That's
what
awesome.
Pantera? Power metal?
Project in the Jungle? It was 1994. So you tell me.
Oh, so that was the new Pantera.
Yeah. I was 10.
People don't realize that Pantera was a cock rock band.
Oh yeah.
Total hair metal band.
Yeah.
And people get mad about it, but I'm like, Projects in the Jungle.
Yeah.
Just go look it up. Power metal.
They were at the strip club in Michigan, and somehow or other I ended up in Michigan. I don't even know how. From Texas. And
what year was it?
Ended 94, beginning of 95, somewhere in that area.
Was it with Suicidal Tendencies?
They weren't playing. They were just at the strip club.
Oh.
And I just ended up being at the strip club, and they were in the back corner, and me and my buddy were there. That they come over and we're like, "What's up, dudes?" We're like, we're visiting my friend's mother or girlfriend or something. And they're like, "You want to come party with us in the back?" We're like, "Hell yeah." So we went back and partied with them. It was awesome.
I would have to. I mean,
that's where all the strippers were, so it worked out well.
I want to say that I think they only came then with Suicidal, like in 94, 95.
They're probably there for a concert. So
That's what I'm thinking. Because it was before they got popular. It was because when did that first album come out?
a suicide.
Okay. You froze up.
I like Nirvana.
Ugh, sorry. Anyway, what was that? What was the first album that they came out with Phil?
Well,
Cowboys
Suicidal-
from Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they came for that. It was before that second album that they did.
Yeah.
Technically, their fourth album. Again, people don't. They refuse to admit they did power metal and Projects in the Jungle. Just
Yeah.
go look it up. And I've ruined
Yeah.
Pantera.
Well, that's
forever
just
for
like
you.
there's so many bands that were hair metal bands in the 80s, and then like late 80s and 90s they turned into like this southern heavy rock weird ass crossover shit.
So did you ever listen to Anthrax?
Yeah.
Okay. So Joey Belladonna, the singer.
Yep.
The guy looked old as shit in the 90s, 80s, 90s, right? He looked old as shit. Like, dude, that lead singer looks like he's 70. Now he looks the exact same. I'm like, he looks pretty good for being 130 or whatever. He looks the exact same. Wears the exact same shit. For me, it's Sick of It All and Pennywise. I'm gonna guess you don't know who they are.
I know. The name Pennywise sounds familiar. I don't know if it's because I've heard you talk about it before, or
Well, Sick of It All is the opening. Is the song? Well, they're the band that plays the song at the beginning of all my videos. It's G.I. Joe Head Stomp. That's why I used it.
I had
not
the
familiar
guy
with
I
them.
roomed with in the barracks when I was in the service was a huge Pennywise and 311 fan. He listened to them guys all the time.
That's a weird combo because 311 isn't a real
They're
big
like
punk
a,
band, but they're
they're
from
like
that
a
area.
pot smoking
Yeah.
punk band.
Yeah.
Pennywise got popular because of Broham.
Why does
Yeah.
Pennywise sound
That's-
so familiar?
Well,
They've only had a couple of hits, so
they've actually had no hits.
I'm
But-
looking them up.
Broham is known because so many sports teams will use it. They were played very little on the radio.
yeah.
Bad Religion had a couple,
Well,
but
they
not
were
really.
played. Pennywise was played they were popular when I was in Texas, and they were played on this alternative station all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, they got played a lot on alternative stations.
Yeah.
K Rock and stuff like that. So
I think I know Pennywise from the Straight Ahead album. I think I've seen some of that stuff before. Buddy's had that. I recognize that album cover.
When
I'm
I was
not
in the
sure
service
about
and I used to drive a APC, and we had a FM radio stereo cassette player, DVD player hooked up into my APC that would blast through my helmet with my headset on and my mic. And I was driving, and my master sergeant was my TC, which is your assistant driver, and he would sit up top, right? And he'd have these headphones on, and I'd blast things like the stupidest things, like remember the Dead President's Peaches song? I'd have that, like I'd just like blare that. He'd be like so just like he'd take off his mic. He'd be like, "I'm done listening to this shit. We're not listening to this radio anymore." I'm like, no, we gotta have this. We're driving. We gotta have this.
there are some like when I got my first brand new car, which was a Dodge Neon, it just had an AM/FM radio. I had to put a tape deck in, and also when I worked at the skate shop, it was just I had the radio to listen to. So when I hear Four Non Blondes,
Oh yeah.
it takes me back to like that first car, or it's just like it's not something that I would listen to like today. Like if that
Yeah,
came
but
out,
that
I would be
song
like,
was
I like
all
this.
over the radio when that first came out. What's going on?
Yeah, and then like what was the one that the President's one?
The Dead Presidents.
Yeah, the Dead Presidents.
They had What the hell was their song? I can't remember the name of the song that was on. That was on all the time too. Yeah.
Then there's a band from Michigan that got popular. They had like one hit, but I hear it now. And if I heard it, like I would listen to it just because it takes me back to that place.
Well, it's just like on Infinite Playlist, Allison was talking about that song Joey. I always thought it was done by the Four Non Blondes, but it was a totally different band that did that song. You remember Joey? I can't remember how it goes now.
I don't know. I know that Gwen Stefani redid a song from the 80s.
Oh, yeah. She got popular right in the like 94, 95.
94, 95.
Yeah. So
I'm just a girl.
So when she broke away to do her own stuff, she did a cover from the 80s. And I'm like, oh, I remember that song. And I thought it was a completely different band that did it. And I was like, oh, wow. I thought that was, I forget what band it was. And then again, you know it if you heard it because it was on all the time.
I laugh because like the younger generation has no idea. Like back in the day, your cars came with like the standard AM FM cassette radio, maybe a cassette if you were lucky. Most of the time it was just an AM FM radio. And you'd go and buy the radio with the cassette player in it. And then you could also buy at the store the faceplate that would make it look like it was finished off. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah, because you had to have the bezel put in,
right? Yeah,
because they didn't fit.
Yep.
And then you had. Do you remember the pull-out radios?
Yep.
Like the CD player ones,
sides off,
so they didn't get stolen.
Yep.
Yeah, so you pull out the radio, so you're walking. Now you got this giant radio you're taking. Then they had the faceplate that would just.
The faceplates can't. Originally, you could slide the whole radio out, but then they made it so just the faceplate came off.
Yeah, so originally that was the pull-out radio. Like the handle would flip up, and you're taking it to your friend's house.
So I
going into the movies and shit with your fucking radio.
Largo gave me an excuse as to why I made that purchase tonight.
Oh,
it's 1/18th day.
Yeah. So you bought it on 1/17. Did you push the button after midnight? Well, at least you have an excuse to tell your wife.
Checking.
You had to celebrate.
All right.
Yeah, I wanted to try to get it here in time.
Yeah.
It's 1:04.
It was 11:37. Yeah. I got to wrap it up myself here.
Yeah, it's time to roll.
Hey, it's been good, peeps. Hey, thanks for setting this
definitely
up.
a good night, man. Thanks for hopping on, guys. Everybody in the chat, thanks for joining in. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great night.
Take care.
Take it easy, peeps.